What is up, everybody? We are live. Thank you so much for being here as part of our 1 million subscriber event extravaganza celebration. And we are here, I guess, a couple days late, because according to my predictions and the algorithm, we were going to hit it like maybe late Tuesday night, but we hit it early. Thanks to everybody who did that. And where are we right now? We're back in the studio. We're breaking quarantine, and I'm here with Matthew. You guys see Matthew and Encina?
Hey,
we're back. We're back in the same room. We're breathing the same energy, giving each other whatever viruses we have. Hopefully that's not the case. But joining me live today is a whole bunch of future pro people, some sustaining members, and friends of friends. You're all here in. Can you guys just wave? Just wave for a second. There we go. Look at, oh my God. Oh my God, Matthew, that looks amazing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, I have a question is, what's up with everybody who doesn't have a 1 million subscriber background? You guys were left out of that party? What's going on?
Nelly didn't send me the link.
Okay, so I don't know what we have planned today, but Mark put together a whole deck, and so I'm going to do my best to figure out via ESP what he wanted me to do. But I think it's going to be a little bit of a conversation. There's giveaways that we're doing, and we haven't done this in a long time, Matthew.
I know. We have a ton of stuff that we're going to give away, so I'm pretty excited about that. You can see some of it here on the lovely table.
We got merch.
We got merch,
especially from the merch man himself, Aaron Draplin. He wrote me a really lovely note. Ricky, can you pass me the note? It's in that stack somewhere. I want to read it off to you guys because it's so awesome. This was kind of unplanned, unrehearsed here, so let's see what he wrote. And he said, Mark and Chris, because Mark is the one who reached out to him, Mark and Chris, and all the future people, and 999,999 and one. That's him. And that's me. He says, thank you, congrats on your 1 million, Aaron Draplin, just in the way that Mr. Draplin can do this. Isn't that awesome, you guys? That's so cool.
Awesome.
So he sent over a bunch of prints and some field notes for us to give away, and the prints are signed. And that's just one of the many artists that have been part of the story and the narrative of the future that we've been so privileged and blessed to just have on our show and to share their conversations and their story. They send us some stuff. They sign stuff. It's just like, it's so cool.
Yeah, I think the community is everything, as we've seen here. Like, we're nothing without you guys and then all the people who have helped build our story up until this point. So we're really excited to revisit some of that and reflect on our past.
Yeah, totally. I think we're going to have a good time today. We really are. So I think we're going to be here for about an hour and a half to 2 hours maybe. If the conversation is really good, we'll go a little longer. If it's starting to feel really boring and stale, we'll just get off the air and just release our bandwidth to somebody else who's making better content than us, right? We'll do that.
But we'll keep it fresh. So the longer you stay around, the more chances you have to win, because we are going to be giving away prizes periodically throughout the entire stream.
The chat's going a little nuts right now. I'm seeing everybody wishing us congratulations. Everybody, just tell us where you're tuning in from. So if it's morning for you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. If you're staying up late to hang out with us, I really do truly appreciate that, because that's a sign of a true fan, a true fan. Okay, we already have a super chat, Matt. And is there a comment with that, Mark, or is it just money in our face? I know it's money in our face, but was there a comment with that or no? No, okay, well, we like money without a question, so that's good.
Thank you so much.
It won't.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, so this is coming in from Monajit Nath, and he's like saying, hey guys, what up? Sorry I couldn't join the video call, but best of luck and congratulations. Well, thank you very much for doing that. Appreciate that. Okay, awesome job. Okay, so let's get into it. I want to begin by talking about the 1 million number. Why is this significant for us, right? Like, why does 1 million matter? Matthew, why does it matter to you, or does it matter?
I mean, 1 million is a lot. Like, I think we're sometimes so heads down and busy with work and just grinding every day that we forget to stop and realize how big 1 million is.
Right.
Like, we've been watching this number climb up for the past few years, and it's nice to have those little milestones. But I think it wasn't until you posted it this past weekend where it's like, we hit 1 million. I thought about that. 1 million, that's a lot. That's a lot of people who have come and joined and then been part of the conversation, have taken action, have grown from it, have sometimes bit back and give us critique. But all of this has been helpful for us to develop and grow. And 1 million, I think, is pretty significant towards our even bigger mission, which is to help 1 billion people.
Yeah, 1 million is significant, but it's just a stepping stone onto a much, much bigger goal.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say this, and this is not false modesty. I'm not a guy who's known for being modest at all, okay? And I know I'm not super hot. My voice isn't great. I don't have movie star good looks, and we're not doing anything outrageous. What we're doing is we're teaching people about the art and craft of design and all its related design or creative fields, and we're teaching people how to make money doing what they love. And the fact that there's 1 million people who said, you know what, I want to be a part of that by clicking on that subscribe button, it means a lot to me. It really does, because I know that there are channels that will entertain you, that'll make you laugh out loud. We're just trying to teach people. And so an education channel about design and business, like what? There's no way back in 2014 when we first started making videos that I could ever even imagine that we would be crossing the 100,000 mark, and let alone the 1 million mark. And it just really amps me up. It says that, you know what, there's a lot of noise in the world, but maybe if we try to do something good to help other people accomplish their goals, that maybe then we can build a community and an audience around this. So that's what it means to me. Now,
got a couple of super chats.
We do. Okay, we'll get to the super chat in 1 second. The more important question is, and this is more for the team, why does Matthew's lighting look much better than mine? I specifically asked you guys last night. I don't care if you make Matthew.
It's not the lighting, it's the face and the hair. You know.
Okay, the first burn of the day. I get it. I feel like there's going to be more of those moments, and I'm totally okay with that. I specifically asked the team last night after having a long day, spending. I bleed with you guys. Matthew wasn't here last night, and I said, hey, I don't care. You can make Matthew look like dog trash. It doesn't matter. Just make me look good. And the first thing you do is just give him the good lighting, the good background, and here I am just looking like a monkey.
That is some nice lighting.
I have to make up for it by wearing 14 layers. I asked my wife before I left the house, how do I look? She says, honey, that look is unsustainable. You are going to melt. You're going to melt. It's not that cold in the office. But I say, you know what? Fashion before form. That's what I got. You know, there's a price to pay for this. So now this is going to be just like a Justin Bieber concert. Throughout the live stream, you're going to see layers of clothing being peeled off because I am already starting to melt under the hot light. So, guys, I'm trying to deliver that entertainment value. What did you get? Okay. We have a bunch of people that are tuning in live with us that can interact with us. I'm going to cut to you guys in just a second. We want to hear what you have to say. If there's any questions or anything that you want to ask us, I'm just priming you. Get ready for that. Let's address the super chat. Matthew, why don't you take on that?
The super chat. Okay. I don't know if you can scroll through that. We got Diego Emilio. He said, did somebody say giveaway? Thank you for the super chat.
Yes, there are giveaways. Here's another one.
Rodrigo Mueller. It says, when is the next logo therapy call for designers? And you dropped us some money.
You're talking to the right person because Matthew's in charge of the Academy channel now. So I don't know. Matthew, when's the new episode going to drop?
I don't know. I'm dragging my feet on that. That's 100%
It's your turn now. You know what it is? It's all that hair styling and gel that you got to use. It's taking up all your time.
That's right. That's all my free time.
For me,
right there.
I'm just super efficient and it's done. I just wash and go. You see what I'm saying? All right. There's another super chat here.
Bella B says everyone in the future is super hot. That's why.
Why I suck. Bella B, let's talk. Let's call me. You know, let's woohoo. There's another one here. They're just raining in, Matthew.
Cataplasma Design says you guys are our greatest heroes. Everything you do is set us up in the right track to make our wildest dreams come true. Thank you for all you do for us.
Sebastian Lacona, thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for that.
All right. Mark, can we get volume? I'm not hearing myself. Are we doing that? Are we changing things here? I'm not hearing myself in the speaker. Is that speaker even on? It is? Hello, hello? Can you hear it, Ricky? Okay.
Yeah,
there we go. There we
go.
go. That's much better.
Fantastic.
Okay. All right. Let's keep moving on here. There are giveaways, like I said, giveaways, yes, and it's even in fake gold lettering. So you guys know it's important. Giveaway, some big things. So here's how you participate in this. Mark, tell them how they do this.
Okay, guys. So the drawing is going to happen live here online, but if you guys can see the link that Chris will be sharing, go ahead and go there, fill out the form, and I'm going to be dropping names into our special spinning wheel. And to give you guys an idea of what you can win.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Here we go. So
Very
this is just like
bombastic.
a quick patchwork quilt of what we've given away or what we're going to give away. We've got everything from posters to merch, hats, field notes, courses, digital courses, Adobe Creative Cloud. Ooh,
Dang.
we've got some 1-year subscriptions there. And TubeBuddy was nice enough to donate some subscriptions to their service as well. So
Nice.
we're going to be going through these all throughout the show.
All right.
Yeah, and there are some little kind of notes here to share about how we're going to do this. So
Oh, this is the legal part, Mark.
yeah, this is the
We gotta
legal
bring the
stuff.
attorneys
So
in on
we're going
this
to be
one.
selecting about 30 plus winners, but you can only win once. Shipping restrictions could apply, but we're going to work that out with you guys on an individual basis. So once you win, I'm going to contact you by email by the end of the year, and we'll work out how we're going to get those prizes to you. And then last but not least, we have so many prizes that we can't give away just on this show. We're going to lead those up into next year and have regular giveaways going into January. So look out for that.
So you're saying the prize package is so bountiful and so unlimited, it just like can't be contained in one 90-minute stream, is what you're saying, Mark?
Too much.
Yes. And I think that's a wonderful reflection on the community, because we reached out to our friends who have been on the show, people who support us, and people started volunteering prizes and giving us stuff to kind of just help us to celebrate. We can't keep it even in one episode.
Yeah.
So that just warms my cold robotic heart a little bit. So it's kind of like greasing the pump a little bit there. Now, I want to say one other thing. This URL is legit. It's safe. In case Google warns you that it's a scam, a phishing scheme, it's not. I promise you. It's just to give you stuff. No strings attached, okay? Some restrictions apply according to our attorneys, but otherwise, no strings attached.
Looks like employees can enter too. There's no restrictions there.
What?
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Look,
kidding.
if somebody
see
from
the-
our team on our staff wins, you know this whole thing is rigged.
It's
like
all-
legitimate rigged. Take it to the Supreme
Ben
Court.
Burns
It's rigged.
won all the posters. How did that happen?
How did Matthew have so many field notes after this? I just don't know. Okay, let's keep going here. So I'm going to take a look back, and today's episode is structured in ways which I'm going to be sharing some personal photos along this many-year journey from going from releasing our first episode to going out into the field and meeting some of you in real life. So there's a good chance you might see yourself in one of these slides, okay? So it's part home slideshow, so bear with me. So how did we get here? Okay, this is a prompt that Mark wanted me to talk about. The journey began in 1995 when we first started out our design company, and it was in Boyle Heights in Los Angeles as Blind, as a service design company. And luckily, we found our rhythm. We were able to figure out how to make money doing what it is we love, so we were able to move. So we moved to my house in Venice in 1997, and we finally got our first official legitimate space in, I think, late 90s, early 2000, because it was being built. 830 Colorado Avenue. That has really fond memories for me. And you're going to see, like, wait a minute, I recognize some of that furniture. The furniture has traveled with me.
Right.
You know, it really has. So that Barcelona daybed and the Mies van der Rohe chair, it has traveled with me, and it's lasted a really long time. And along that 20-plus year history, we've been able to work on some really cool projects, things that have been part of the cultural zeitgeist. So when I tell people, Matthew, that we worked on the crazy music video from Gnarls Barkley, their minds are blown.
Right. That was 2007.
You remember that?
2006, and then 2007, Justin Timberlake, Love Stoned,
Yes.
Audi, lots of stuff for Microsoft and Xbox.
Yeah, and there's a Book of Spells over there. You see that, Matthew?
That was one of
Yes.
my first big projects as a creative director over here. So that was my first foray into video games, I think.
Yeah,
as a
and right
creative
in the
director.
dead center there. You see that one right there? Kind of like our high water mark, the very, like, almost the last big project we worked on. Tell people what that is.
That was the Xbox One X launch video, and that was fantastic. That was a nice feather in our cap in 2017, I believe. And man, I think that really pushed us. It also showed us like all of our full capabilities, what we can do here internally with all of our ragtag crew of amazing freelancers and staff people that we've worked with for some over a decade. Like John Robson, I think he actually worked here in 2006 for the Crazy Music video. And you didn't remember him. I remember when he came back, he's like, yeah, I worked on that.
No, he didn't. Actually, I don't think John worked on it, or maybe he did.
I think he
So
did.
here's the thing. He worked on Love Stone because he said, I when Vanessa called and said, hey, can you work on this? I think he was like busy or something.
I see.
And he's like, I was kicking myself in the butt. Now, John, if I got the story wrong, if Vanessa, you're watching this, I apologize in advance. One of the things that goes with age is memory, so who knows?
I think you're swapping that story with me because I wanted to work on Love Stone in 2007. Like I was a
Okay.
huge fan of Justin Timberlake, but I was still in school, and I was like, why do I have to graduate? I wish I could just work on this project.
Well, truth be told, we asked a lot of people to help us on our projects, and of course, only so many people can respond and we work with. But that's one of those moments. So this is just kind of like a marker, a mile marker in our journey, because this is not where the story gets interesting. It gets interesting right here. Because in 2014, my friend Jose Caballero, which you guys know and love from the school, said, hey, Chris, let's get on YouTube. Let's make some video content together. And I was super reluctant and resistant. And he said kind of in his Godfather voice, I'm going to make you a deal you can't refuse. And his deal or an offer was for me to sit there like a dummy. He literally said that you don't have to say anything. And he can speak for 4 people, so we know that there's going to be no dead air with him.
Right.
He said, just sit there and let's do the show. And I sat there, jaws clenched, and was just super stiff. I didn't know what to say. And I'm really glad that he gave me enough space and invited me in and said, look, these are training wheels. You get there and don't say anything until you personally feel comfortable. And that moment is kind of like this moment where different situation, different people are going to have this moment when there's a call to action, like in the story arc, The Hero's Journey, and there's the mentor, which is Jose, and we have the anxiety of the call, like, I don't want to do this, and I run through all the things that are going through my mind, like what can go wrong. Back then, having business and clients was really important to the survival of the company.
Mm-hmm.
So saying something, and I know my mouth is prone to say something that it is not what I think, I can alienate clients. And I worried about all the kinds of things he was going to drag me into, telling the horror stories about bad clients, how we price projects, how we do sales, that was going to hurt us. Truth be told, none of that happened. And there's tremendous upside potential and actually very low downside to this. But it was that anxiety of the call, that's the tension of the story that he helped me to get through. And the rest is kind of part of our history now.
Yeah, that's amazing, and it's interesting to hear you say that that those were the things that you were worried about, because I think many people are worried about that, right? When they go on camera, like no one wants to look like a fool, and the internet is forever, even though you can delete something, right? So you feel all that weight, like something bad can happen, all the many things that can happen when we don't tend to focus on the one or few things that actually the good things that can happen. And I know that's one thing you always like to shift our perspective on. It's like, don't focus on the negative, focus on the few ways that it will actually go great.
Yeah, I think it's a scary idea to grow up in public when you make a video or you make a post or you tweet something that people see an evolving point of view, and that the typefaces you used to love, you might not love today. But for most of our existence on Earth, there has been a way for the world to see every little mistake and misstatement that you make.
Mm-hmm.
And now, especially with younger people, this is just part of how we live and how we grow up. And we have to start to just embrace that, because fighting that change is not really going to help you.
Mm-hmm.
And so here we are, we're putting out videos, we're saying things, and production issues aside, even my temperament has like, I had to find the groove and to find my voice and the confidence to be able to say what it is that I think, and hope that with grace, people will say, I think the intention is good here, even though he may have used the wrong tone or misspoke a little bit. And that's the wonderful thing. And if we can overcome that fear, we have this wonderful chance of connecting with other human beings, all of you that are watching live, and growing with you. And I think that's a really wonderful experience to have. Okay, so I'm going to move on along the timeline because it doesn't want to turn into like a 20-hour biopic, okay? So here we go. So 2016 is a big breakthrough for us. It's because at this point, Jose and I, we decided to go separate directions. He goes doing his thing with the school, and then now it's become the system. And we separated, and the Future was born in 2016. So we've been at the video game for about 4 years now. And this was a video that really broke through for us. And most people who know me from this video, which is how much do you charge for a logo? To this day, people still accost me on the street and it's like, you're crazy, Chris Do. How can you charge it? You're just nuts. You're so insensitive to what the world is doing. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help people who can hear the message. Right? So let's keep going. So here we are at 2020, and we crossed this major milestone. But I just want to tell everybody, as thrilled as I am, as much as I want to celebrate this moment, we're just getting started. Right? This year has been really tough with COVID and everybody under quarantine, because there were a whole bunch of plans that were just destroyed because because of how we've had to adjust. But I'm so looking forward to next year. We've adjusted, and when things go back to a, quote unquote normal, I think you guys are going to see the extent of what we've been working on. It's impossible for you to see my point of view, but we've made leaps and bounds from those early dark days with a couple of cameras and hanging like IKEA bed sheets behind us for the white wall, Matthew. So it's a little bit different today.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell everybody's complimenting on the background. It's pretty gorgeous.
Yeah, I think the guys did a wonderful job, and it's only going to get better. Everything that we do is just going to get better because I'm of that mindset, constant improvement, always improve, not perfection. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Okay, so now I promise, and we're going to talk to whoever's live with us right now for a brief moment. And then, Matthew, you'll deal with a couple more super chats because I think they're still there, right?
Mm-hmm.
We haven't had all of them yet. Okay, so who wants to talk to us? Somebody that's tuning in live via Zoom. And Mark, can the audience see all these Zoom members with a gold bar behind them?
Yes.
They can see some? Yeah. Oh, they can't see what I'm seeing? Okay, it's very, very impressive what I'm seeing right now. So do you guys make some noise? I mean, who wants to say something? Anybody?
I just want to say
What on the future?
All right. I hear the deafening clap of 1,000 people on mute. So there we go.
Congrats, guys.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Woo! Woo! All right. You guys are making some noise. Okay, we can hear you. All right. Okay, why don't we do this? Every once in a while, I want to cut to you guys and ask you to speak your mind. You can share a story. You can ask us a question. You could tell us a joke. Whatever it is you want. Just keep it clean. So who wants to start us off? Who? I can't see you all, so who wants to say something here?
You just speak up.
I'll share something.
Okay, David Coe. David Coe, who I've known for a long time. David, speak to me.
Yeah, no, I remember, I think it was 2014 or 15 when you first came up to Vancouver for your first fishing trip. And we met up and you were telling me a little bit about pivoting your business and you weren't sure about leaving the motion service client service business. And I thought you were crazy. I thought, why would you abandon all of that for something you have like no experience in and seem very like, I don't know, very like on shaky ground. And so I thought you were crazy when you told me about it, but now what, 7 years later, you hit 1 million on YouTube. And I remember back then too, you had a competition with people at Blind trying to get your worker or your employees on Instagram. You guys were having a competition who could grow their Instagram stuff faster, and nobody was like growing their account at all. And you were just so frustrated. And now, like last year, I think you grew from like 60 to now you're like 500,000. So
yeah, something like that.
Watching the journey from knowing you back from the mid 90s to now and like to this day where you hit 1 million, that's incredible. So congratulations.
Thank you, David. Thanks for sharing that story. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate your honesty. It did sound like a pretty crazy idea, but you know, I have no shortage of crazy ideas. You just ask the team. It's like, let's try this. Let's go there. Let's break this and let's see what happens. And there's something about me that just is a glutton for punishment, right? Because when you set these big lofty goals, you have to go way, way out of your comfort zone. And when people talk about going out of your comfort zone, that's what we're talking about, to put yourself in a place, in a space where failure seems the most likely outcome. And I live in that. I revel in that moment because it forces me to change. I think Brian Collins talks about this, like what happens with caterpillars. They literally eat themselves until they explode. And there's an imagina cell that causes the change to happen. Mm-hmm. And so for a lot of us, I think we just nibble a little bit. But for me, it's like, pursuing these crazy goals is me forcing myself to explode until I get into that cocoon state and then reemerge as something totally different. Some wonderful things have happened since then. Okay, so at the height of the company, as Blind, as a service design company, we almost hit $7 million in revenue in a single year. That was a high watermark for us. And then something really weird happened as we started to pick up momentum on the Future, and we were barely making any money, you guys. Just keep this in mind. We're barely making money. We're not even making enough money to pay an intern in the early days. in December of 2018, we're sitting around in our normal management meeting as a service design company, still as blind. And Matthew says to me, why are we trying to pursue new clients? Because I was telling the team, we need to generate more business. I want everybody to reach into your contacts, whoever you've worked with, to email them, to give them a call, because we need to generate work for blind. And Matt's like, why are we doing this, Chris? Isn't the future important to you? Shouldn't we put our energies there? And at first, as Matthew is often to do, he'll say something that I find like, oh, Matthew, why are you trying to derail this conversation? I'm asking everybody to help out and generate sales leads. But this is, again, a call to action. And my anxiety to call is like, no, Matthew, let's do it, right? So then I said, okay, you're right. Everybody, how long is it really going to take all 4 contacts that we have to call or to email? That's going to take us one day. Let's start to shift on how to make the future successful. This wasn't in 2018. I'm sorry, this was earlier than that, okay? And then in December of 2018, when we had momentum behind us, I think we had just cracked $1 million in sales.
Yeah.
Matthew said, let's stop doing client work. Again, it's one of those moments where I was thinking, ugh, you sure? And you want to put your foot on one boat and the other foot on the other boat, but the 2 boats are pulling apart. So December 2018, we made a commitment. We made a pledge to ourselves. Let's see if we can sustain this company without losing staff, without having to downsize or dramatically change who works here at the company, and see if we can do this. And it was a challenge that we met just head on. And so the pressure was on. No, like they say, no pressure, no diamonds, and the pressure was on. So I'm happy and thrilled to report to you, with the exception of 1 or 2 little kind of favor jobs, we have not done client work since December of 2018. And that's something worth celebrating. Yeah. We can sustain a company with full-time team, with all the benefits that accompany that, and we're growing. And it's an awesome, awesome feeling that we can do this by helping other people.
It's a good challenge. I always fun. Like I think I'm with you when it comes to taking on challenges. I don't think I have the same level of risk tolerance that you do, Chris. But I mean, that's why you're steering the ship. But for me, it's just like being one of the passengers on the ship. It's like, well, I think we could do more. And I'm always down for the challenge. And whenever we set a challenge, we seem to hit it or get pretty dang close, or at least learn from it.
Yeah, so I think Matthew is kind of like I'm a donkey, and Matthew's the old man with the stick, and he just whips the donkey and says, donkey, do you want to do this thing? Not thinking the donkey would go, and the donkey says, hee-haw, and I just and then the guy's like, whoa, he's taking off, wait for me. So I think it's just the relationship that we have. We've known each other for a really long time that began many, many years before even working together. Okay, before we continue on with places and people, I want to address some of the super chats. Matthew?
Yeah, I don't know if we could pull some of them up. It's hard for me to read.
Here we go.
Let's see. This is from Hannah Choi. Hello, I'm a graphic design program.
I'm in the graphic design program, and I can't find
here.
any portfolios for my teachers that teach Adobe programs. Should I be worried? Okay, I think, no, I get it.
Yeah.
She has teachers, Hannah, she has teachers who she's checking up on the teachers to see the work that they've done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I admit I've done this. This sounds horrible. You're auditing the teachers to make sure, like, should I be listening to this person? Are they worth listening to? Now, back in the 90s when I was going to school, the internet wasn't even invented back then, so it's like it was not easy to check on the work of your professors. So you really just had to judge them on their actions and what they had to say, the depth of their critique, and the knowledge in which they represented by how they articulated their ideas. Today, it's easy to look people up. I haven't had to do this, so this is not a dilemma I've had. But Matthew, have you done this? Have you checked up on your teachers?
Some, but I think usually it was word of mouth for me in school, right? So if somebody had a great time in class, or I could see the student work that came up prior, it's like, oh, they made that. I'd like to make that as well. So for me, it was just more validating through what the students actually did with the material, and that was how I checked up on my teachers. But you know, as we've learned, and I think I've definitely shared that position, as we've learned, like some of the best teachers for things like technical programs like Photoshop and stuff like that, like they might not be the best designers, but they're amazing teachers. And I've had actually a lot of experiences like that, learning from people who maybe they don't have the same style or something that I aspire to, but the way that they teach stuff is so good and help me understand it in a way that I think, people with the best portfolios don't always know how to teach either.
Yeah, so here's the thing. We need to separate a couple of different things. A portfolio is just one way to look at somebody's contribution to us, because some of the best practitioners, they're so good they don't even know how to teach anymore.
Right.
Or maybe just never knew how to teach. And so that can be kind of a false indicator. And then we also know that people who are good teachers sometimes are not the most creative people, but they know how to inspire you. They know how to create space for you to learn. And one person that comes to mind right away is Unmesh Dinda, Pix Imperfect.
Right.
He does some of the most amazing tutorials on Photoshop, and he does it with a certain kind of like childlike energy that I just love. He makes complicated things really simple, and he's super supportive. But you ask him, are you a designer? He goes, no, I'm not a designer. I can't design, but I can teach you how to use the software for the things that you want to make.
Right.
So I think teacher is a person who empowers you to do what you want to do versus what they want to do.
Correct.
And that's a big difference. So yes, that's one way to look at it, but I like Matthew's method much better, which is to ask people who have or upper term or seniors or juniors in school and ask them, who did you find to be super helpful and a great teacher and why? And align their answers with what you want from life. And also look at the work that students produce. That's the best evidence of all.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter what they say on a resume. It doesn't matter what the job description sounds like. Or the course description, if the work coming out of that class is not good, that's some cause for concern, right? If it's really good, I don't care if they're old, they're young, if they've got one working eye or not, it doesn't really matter, because you know that the students who go through it have amazing work. Now I realize Matthew's view is partially blocked, so I'll read the questions because he can't see it past the camera.
I can see it here.
You can see it there? Okay,
now they're
so
popping up. Yeah.
Go ahead and run it.
So the next one is from Dow Design. Congrats, Future fam. A well-deserved million, and here's to 1 million more. Thank you for that. He cheers this with his digital beer glass.
Digital
there.
beer. So digital non-alcoholic beer, boom, right at you.
Next one is from Madison Leclef. Will there ever be a season 2 of the best show on the internet, Building a Brand? As if you don't do any more client work now.
We know that people love building a brand. Let's use this opportunity to talk about building a brand.
Yeah.
Okay. Building a brand was an experiment in long-form content that's serialized, much like the things that you see on Netflix. Now, we took on a client who couldn't afford us for the benefit of sharing the process, and they agreed to allow us to have full, complete editorial control. And it came at a pretty heavy cost to us, like on a resource level, like a lot of people worked on it, and on a financial level. It's something that we would love to do, but we need to like be able to do this in sustainable ways. Like we can't just pay for it. Like I think we had estimated at one point that we probably spent over $200,000 in man hours and production putting this together. And what we got paid to do was just a tiny little amount.
Right.
Right. So as much as we love you for loving it, we need to find a way. So we look at that Building a Brand series as proof of concept, as a calling card that we know to create content that creative people actually want to see something like this. There are reality shows for people who design clothing, for people who cook, for people who make swords and knives.
Right.
There's got to be room in the world for design people, right, Matthew?
They're making room. Abstract is paving the way, right? So
Yes.
So hopefully we get to see more and more of that, and as our community grows, as we get attention behind the content that we make, it's just easier proof points for us to go up the ladder and pitch these things and be able to hopefully produce content at a higher level and give you all the things that you want. Because right now it's all self-funded and we're doing our best for those.
Yeah. But stay tuned. You never know. You never know. Because let's blow through some of these comments, and I want to cut back to the people who are tuning in live and talk to somebody else, okay?
Yeah, the last one is from Glendon Young. This person says, started watching in 2015. I've gone from a novice, graduating with honors in graphic design, worked in packaging design, started my own business, starting another one. God bless you all. Thank you so much, Glendon.
Thank you. Okay, let's turn it over to the people who are tuning in live. Who's got the next comment or question? Maybe you guys can raise your hand digitally or something so not everybody talks at the same time. Or we can just call on somebody, Matthew. Okay, I see it. I see somebody. Jona. Talk to me, Joanna.
Hi, Chris.
Hi.
I wanted to ask because I've been here 5 minutes earlier. And how did you get in the state where you're ready to present and you get that energy and you just go right into it? Because it amazes me all the time.
That's a very good question. Okay, I'm gonna answer this question. So just to let everybody understand, the people who are tuning in live just saw Matthew and I just chilling out, like, hey, are we ready to go? How's the deck looking? And then all of a sudden, like, Jonah's like, we're live right now. And then we have to just explode, right? And so Annalie called me out on this. She goes, Chris, are you being fake? Are you real, dude? Yeah. Which one is the real you, right, Annalie? You said this to me before. Which one is the real you? And I said, they're all me, but I just have the ability to dial the energy and the intention and the focus depending on the context. So when we're doing after hours, it feels like somebody slipped me a Xanax or something. You know, I'm like, hey, so this is after hours. We're going to have real conversations. I bring my energy down real low. And if some of you guys have seen me speak live, I run on the stage. I almost fall on my face. I might do a little dance. It's because I'm excited to see people. And you have to realize people in a darkened, air-conditioned theater, they're fighting against their number one priority, which is to fall asleep. Mm-hmm. So I had to do something to prevent them from falling asleep. The same thing with our YouTube show, right? If you are just tuning in and you're like, who are these two jokers talking about whatever? You're not going to tune in if you're like, oh, so it's our 1 million episode and I'm so happy to see you and let's celebrate together. Nobody's going to tune in for that. We got to bring some energy. So I am genuinely happy, and that the happiness is masking fear and excitement because we're alive, and I'm liable to have tongue twisters and not be able to think and articulate clearly. And that's where the energy is coming from. Joanna. Okay, awesome question. So we saw one other person had their hand up. We'll do this. That was an awesome question. Where are we? That is Savannah. Savannah, you're up next.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi. Tons of love from Kenya. I absolutely love watching the future. It has absolutely changed my life in so many ways. How I do business. I'm primarily a photographer. So my question is, how do you decide what content to put on all the different platforms that you guys are on? Because you're on so many different ones. So how do you define what is important to put where?
Great question. It's such a good question. I'm going to pass it over to Matthew.
You know, that's an evolving thing that I think we've only started to really see clarity in this past year. So we have this, our main channel, and what had started as the Business of Design channel has expanded to so much more. So what we do here really is, this is Chris's art project here. Like all the things that he's learning and passionate about, that's what this channel becomes, because it's just an evolving discussion. We've reserved the space for that. So now it's beyond just business and design. It's mindset and productivity and all of these things, learning how to learn. That's why we started a second channel early in 2018, which was the Future Academy. So there, now we've moved all of our design specific content there, our tutorial content there, because we know that if we keep putting that on this channel, we're trying to tap into too many different audiences and we're stretching them too far. Like somebody might have signed up for a typography manual, and then now they're getting all this business stuff which they didn't sign up for, and then now we're having a weird dialogue with our audience. So now we're putting all of our tutorial content there, and then inside like Instagram, because of what Chris has learned and done on his personal Instagram account, we've figured out there are better ways to teach on Instagram, and we've been utilizing the carousel formats that Chris is really known for, and adopting that in different ways. And we see that all over the Instagram now. So we're just trying to find what it is people want from us, and then using each platform to deliver that in the best way, because we're not just trying to repopulate and blast out these videos on all of our channels. It just doesn't make sense. We're just trying to listen to the audience and then work with the platform to give them the best experience for that.
To add to that, the quick short guide to this is you want to be able to segment your content so it matches with who you want to speak to. It's very important. Matthew said this. What did they sign up for, and what are you giving them? So if they sign up for design and type tutorials and Photoshop tricks, you start talking about mindset and motivation, they're like, I'm out of here. I did not sign up for that. Conversely, they sign up for like the bigger kind of business philosophy that we like to talk about on the main channel, and then you start to hammer them with like tutorials, they're going to say, I'm out of here. So it's really important that you meet the audience where they're at, the audience that you wish to attract, and to be somewhat consistent in the range of topics that you talk about. There is one exception to this, which is if you're a giant lovable personality, they tune in for the personality, and you could talk about paint drying on the wall, and they're going to be thrilled with that. So we're not a personality channel. I think we're trying to really teach people things and to make a difference in the world. So we have to be focused, and the focus is what's going to help you to grow the fastest. Thank you very much for doing that or asking that question. Matthew, let's hit the comments, and I'm going to share some personal photos and talk about the places we've been.
Right. So this comes from Andrea McNeil. Would you ever offer any motion design courses or YouTube courses? So motion design, I think we're working on an animation course actually right now. So that thing will be dropping hopefully in the new year. And then YouTube courses, actually I'm working on a video storytelling workshop, which is starting in January. So once I do a couple of runs of that's going to be officially a course that's going to come out on our catalog. Thanks for the question.
So I'll read the next comment that's coming from Benjamin. Mark, can you highlight that one more time? The yellow one? The one right there. So Benjamin Arce says, I was just promoted from designer to strategist, and thanks to the future, I'm now solving business problems, not just graphic problems. I love that. Thank you so much, Benjamin. Woo! Woo! All right. Matthew, back to you. Another one.
All right, last one. This is Alex Chuev. Hopefully I said that right. We are a small team of web developers and BI analysts from Minsk, Belarus. How does the U.S. market relate to cooperation with smaller companies from Eastern Europe? We work with anybody. Yeah, we
don't care where you're from.
Exactly.
If you got a heart, a pulse, and you do good work, and you can communicate in a common language with us, we will hire you. I think our development team is from that part of the world, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think we've done several projects with Eastern European development companies. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's this perception that people won't work with you because you're in a country where, for whatever reasons, there's a stigma against you. Look, talent is talent, period. And if you are just too dumb to recognize it, that's their loss, in my opinion. And we like to work with anybody. Like, I don't know what anybody looks like, what they sound like. I look at the work. I reach out if they're responsive and we can afford them, and it seems like this is going to be a good match, a win for both of us, then we just do the deal. And that's that. Okay? All right, so let's do a little kind of trip down memory lane here. So I want to tell you guys something. This is a personal thing. Aside from coming to America from Vietnam when my parents fled the country due to communism, I haven't traveled much at all, Matthew. I remember one of the first trips I had was flying down to San Diego because my brother flew me down, and this is like in high school. So I was a little crazy. He flew me down to watch, Spike and Mike's film festival. And the first trip that I actually left the continent was to go to Hawaii. And I remember in college, my friends were like, Chris, you have to travel. I'm like, yeah, travel. I'm going to work. I'm going to read magazines, read books, and I'm going to stick in front of my computer. And it's been pretty crazy because I started to look at how many places I've been, mostly because of teaching and the future. So here they are, ladies and gentlemen. Here's all the places we've been to. Look at this. And it was like, huh. And I forgot some, and I had to go back in and add it. But this is as many as I can fit on the screen without breaking the slide. And this is just in the last, I would say, 8 years or so. And so I've made up for a lot of lost time in terms of traveling. Now, I want to say something. My traveling is different than your traveling. My traveling is go from the airport to the hotel, stay in the hotel room, and work on my deck until it's time to go outside and see people, right? And I get a little nervous seeing other people speak, but I try to go and see other people speak so that I can get scared. Like, my God, they're so good. I got to go back and work on my deck. So usually the extent of travel is I saw the airport, I saw the hotel, I saw the venue, I saw the hotel, I saw the airport, and I'm out. So it's a little bit different, right? Because I was looking through my iPhone to see, like, I really have no photos. It was like what I ate, what the hotel room looked like, and the venue. So I haven't really seen your country with a couple of exceptions. Okay, so here it is in pictures. This is our trip to Madrid. This is part of the Future Euro Tour Part 1. I got to travel with Mark and Aaron. And so in Madrid, it's like a lot of jamon, right, Mark?
Lots of
jamon. So that was like, this photo spoke to me. It's like giant legs of ham standing there, and just there's a levels to ham that I didn't realize, Ricky. They
Sorry,
grade
vegans.
the cut. What's that, Mark?
Sorry, vegans.
Oh, sorry. And this photo is like pretty awesome
Damn.
because it shows like what travel life is for us. It's not all parties and hanging around with beautiful people. It's literally going back to the hotel room, looking at the footage, downloading things, and working on a cut. And this is Aaron, who is pretending to work really hard on something. I'm sure he's just looking at his Instagram account right now, because we said we're going to do same day edits. We had 0 edits done in the entire trip. Now, Ricky and Jona, when you travel with me, we're going to have to actually get work
Same-day
done.
edits.
This is not the model to follow, but it's a photo that tells a story. And then here we are hanging out with a couple of friends, and I think Mark is flying the drone, and it's a pretty epic shot. It's like that Casey
beautiful.
Neistat shot, where the drone pulls away and we're kind of looking cool on the rooftop, looking all, I don't know, emo. I don't know what we're looking. Everybody's in black, right? So this
The
is
band, it's the Beatles there, rooftop.
yeah. This is in Barcelona now, I think, and Barcelona is known for cava. That's their version of wine or champagne, right, Mark?
Yep.
Yep. Here we are in where are we here? We're in
Barcelona.
We're in Barcelona. A lot of beautiful people in Barcelona. People came from all over the place to come and hang out with us, and that was really cool. This is a little meetup. Whenever I travel, after I do my presentation, I have a little bit of energy. I just put out on social media, hey, I'll be here, and here's my hotel. Come and meet me at the lobby, and who knows who shows up. And so these are the people who showed up. And we recognize a couple of these people today.
Mhm.
So there we
That's
go.
how we met Jona when we went to
Is that
Texas.
right?
Me and Ben went to Texas, and we're like, oh, meet us here. And then Jona showed up.
Nice.
With his camera. He shot everything, same day edit. He
Oh,
did a
yeah.
same
Look
day
at
edit
that.
and he posted it
That's a
that
boy
night.
who knows to take advantage of an opportunity.
That's right. He knows
The door
what's
wasn't
up.
open, he opened it.
That's right. He kicked it open.
Well done, Jonah. That's how you force your way into the future. Okay. There's a bead of sweat in between something right now that we're not allowed to talk about. Okay, but that's Jonah. He's easily frightened. This is in Edinburgh in Scotland, right, Mark?
Yep.
And I remember this. We were going for a walk. We're looking for something to eat. And it was straight out of a Dracula film or something. It was like, wow, this is so beautiful. The air was so thick. And none of us brought a camera. I know,
Just
Ricky.
our
A big
phones.
disappointment. Nobody brought a camera. And it was so super epic. And the thing that I love about travel, especially in cultures that are older, is you see where history meets contemporary, like modern day life. And I love the clash between the two. Here in America, especially on the West Coast, there isn't a lot of old things.
Right.
And so there's just something about it. And I know I'm telling myself a story, but the stone, the architecture, it's like people lived here who've done things. There's culture and there's history and philosophy and music and art. And I'm just so blown away. This shot is with Aaron and Mark. That's Aaron in the foreground. Again, he brought a big backpack. It looked like they were like really busy shooting a lot of stuff, but I really haven't seen any of this footage. Do you notice that, Matthew? Have you ever seen
It's
our
in there.
Edinburgh footage?
Yeah, I've seen some of it. Like
Have
5
you?
clips.
Yeah. Okay. And this is the one shot, because usually I'm working, and then Mark and Aaron are out there flying drones and doing God knows what. And so this is a shot from Dublin, I believe. Just trying to capture that beautiful like light on the horizon. It's a little low res because it's the drone footage that he shared with me via Facebook, I think. And we get to go around and we get to talk to people. And to me, the most exciting part isn't seeing necessarily the city and sightseeing. It's really meeting the people and understanding the culture and the point of view.
Mhm.
And I love doing that. Being on lockdown and doing these virtual talks, it is so draining to me because I don't get any energy from that. It takes away my energy. But when I get to hear your stories and hear about your challenges, or maybe you saw something or heard something that we did that changed your life or helped you, that's where I get like, whew, the cells are recharged.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then this is us in the Birmingham. I didn't spell that correct. Birmingham Design Festival. And
BI.
BIR. Yeah, I messed that up. Sorry. Apologies to the Burmese. And this was a venue. And you guys see this venue here? It is super nuts. It's a tiny little venue, and there are humans packed in there. You think this is Tokyo? It's not Tokyo. It's in Birmingham. And it was one of the trips where I got to travel with some of my special partners here. So I love this shot because this was like a really cool venue.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the architecture and all those lines. It
Gorgeous.
feels like a science fiction movie, right? It's really cool. But the cool part is I got to travel with these two dudes here. It's the first time my two boys were able to travel with me without mom. And, you know, when the boys are out, we do crazy things. We take pictures in the streets. And that's my oldest and my youngest doing whatever we do as people. And there was a lot of this. Every time I turn around, this boy was like conked out, dealing with the time zone differences. So I told him I'm going to show this photo. He's going to have to deal with it.
Because he's doing all the hard work.
Yes. Okay. He is doing all the hard work. So before I move on to the next slide, Mark's saying it's time to do a giveaway.
Ooh.
Let's do it. Mark, what are we doing?
Our first giveaway.
What are we giving away?
You got up on your slides right there.
Okay, I'll pull up the
Yeah,
first one,
we're
okay?
gonna get the first one going.
Don't cut to my slide right now as I'm scanning through this. Here we go.
Okay, and I got Wheel of Names.
All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give away three $300 gift certificates, I think, or credit for future courses that you can buy whatever course, digital course that you can find on the site. And so we're going to give 3 away, and Mark's got the spinning wheel of glory. Here we go,
There
Mark.
it goes. We're gonna select 3 here.
Big money, big money. So everybody that registered, your name's on here, and it's real time. Here we go.
Boom.
Who
All
is
right,
it?
we've got Arlie Chevron from Contreras.
Woo!
Wow.
Congratulations. Woo! Okay. So we're going to do this again, Mark?
Yep, we're gonna do 3 in a row.
No.
It's recorded.
Yeah.
In theory.
Obed Kuturan.
Okay. Yes. Good job. Woohoo! One last
Last
one.
one.
Is it going crazy?
We got Brigitte Leon from Cambridge.
Yeah.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
From Cambridge, Mass? Is that?
Yeah, Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Okay. I got a couple more little slideshow things here, and then we'll cut back to the pro group. I see, is that Mr. Anthony Banks, the handsome fisherman? I see you, Anthony.
The handsome fisherman. That's his nickname.
That's his new name. He gave himself that name. Both handsome and a good fisherman. You know, like both are debatable, Matthew. Let's just say that. But he's a really sweet guy. So I'll accept that. Okay, so cutting back to the slideshow, like I like to go to big venues and talk to lots of people in different cities and countries I've never been, but also just to go to high schools and smaller venues and just to see that. So I love talking to people who are passionate about design and want to learn from us as to how they can pursue this life, this creative life. But New York City had some really special memories for us. We were flying back from a long trip through Europe, and it was just nice to be home, even though New York's not home for me. But back in America, when people smiled at you and they're just happy to see you, you know. Some of these European countries, they don't care. You come there, you spend money. It's like, you wait. We don't talk to you. I'm like, oh, okay. So when we came back, as soon as we walked into this shop and the maitre d' came over and talked to us, I'm like, it's good to be back, Matthew. It's good to be back. They like us here. And then one of those trips where the Future Posse, you guys recognize this silhouette or whoever this person is? Can you guys recognize who this is?
Yes.
Yes, you know who it is. It's Melinda, and we're all jumping on a train going to downtown Brooklyn, and they're hanging out with me. It's one of my fondest memories of any of the trips I've been on because there was like the small Future Wolf pack that I was traveling with, and it just made it so fun and memorable. Okay, this is us in Digital Design Days in Geneva, and I've never seen Stuart this animated in my life. He's usually a very quiet, mild-mannered person. He's usually sitting in his room editing all day. He pretty much goes to lunch by himself. So there can be weeks or months where I don't even speak to Stuart. But you let the boy out of the editing room, and he goes nuts. So look at this guy. Like, who is he? He has been cooped up.
Zoom.
Is he in Zoom?
Yeah, he's in Zoom.
I thought he was going to be here with us.
He's got a call at the end.
Okay. All right. Why don't we do this? I got a couple more pictures. That's us in Geneva. And this was a really proud moment for me because I was running a brand strategy workshop with people from MIT, people much smarter than me for sure, right? And I want to show you guys this picture. This was us at Epicurrents in Yosemite. And I've been in snow before. We don't get a lot of it down here, but I've been in snow before. But it was fresh, virgin snow just coming on the road. And it was just like, it was so amazing. And I almost wrecked my car. I almost slid off the side of the road. It was worth the shot, Matthew, as they say. Not really. My wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, shoot, the car is not stopping, and I've already hit the brakes. So what's going on
for
there?
the gram, man.
Yeah, but it's like, when you go to Yosemite, you kind of want to be in weather like this.
Yeah.
It is amazing.
That's ideal.
Just getting whited out. My trip to Toronto there, that was awesome, kind of going on the other East Coast in another country, but super cold. And like I said, even the homeless people are polite. Okay, this is us in Berlin. And sometimes my wife gets to travel with me. It's not always easy on our relationship. So, honey, I love you. Thanks for putting up with me. And sometimes we have extra days. The only reason why I see anything other than the venue in the airport is if I'm traveling with my wife, because she's like, let's go here. Let's go to this museum. Let's do something other than just the work. But look at my little guy. He's sitting on that little poof. And there's somebody that we've seen. There's Ron Segal next to Sabrina, right? She's in the group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there's other pro members. And there's my wife back there, too. Okay. This was fun. This was... What's that, Jona? Ooh. now Jonah's entering the picture. Now he's like, I recognize this.
This looks familiar.
Yes, this is AIGA in Pasadena, right?
Yeah, this
is
is
the
our
venue.
first time getting a little booth and setting it up, actually.
Yeah.
So this was pretty fun.
It was fun. It was exhilarating. It's scary and unpredictable. And it was just us kind of doing the dress rehearsal for what was to come, which is to take our operation elsewhere, to take it out of the studio and be on the road and share the stories. And it was kind of nice to see whoever would show up. Okay. This is one of the last trips I took before the lockdown, so we're coming to the end here. This is in Amsterdam, and really wonderful human beings there. It was super lovely. And we did the typical thing. We got into a boat and went down the canals in freezing cold weather. Both my son and I were trying to be tough Americans and just shivering in the boat. They're like, are you guys okay? Yeah, we're all right. Okay. And, oops, I need to set this up. So as I'm prone to do, I'll say, hey, I'm in town. Let's meet up somewhere. And one of the locals organized an event for us and told me to meet him at the hotel. We went to the hotel, and to my surprise, too many people showed up. We were getting in trouble. The hotel staff was like, you guys can't be here. You're overcrowding this place. But they were so accommodating. And this is one of the pictures we were able to take. So I expected 6 people to show up, and it was a little bit more than 6, I can say. Okay.
What was your favorite place you've been to so far?
You can't ask me that question, dude. My favorite place is wherever the company and the conversation is good. You can put me in a shack, with a tin roof. It doesn't matter. I'm there for the conversation. And this just being one of the last trips I took, it has a little special kind of nostalgic moment for me because we have not been able to travel. But this was such a fantastic group. We sat, we talked, we went deep. They asked questions about Matthew and Ben that we didn't record, so I was able to talk freely. So that's how that went. Okay, so here it is. This is the trip. I've been to the Philippines a couple times now. Seeing it from the sky is so different, right? It is the Philippines. Matthew, can you confirm that?
I think so.
Been to the Philippines, and I have to say, one of my dreams, every kid grows up thinking that they're going to be a rock star and play guitar, and one of my dreams is to be able to crowd surf, to jump into the crowd and surf, and I missed my opportunity because there were so many Filipinos that were packed in here. There was 13,000 people. There was a lot of people, not 13,000, I'm sorry, 3,000, a little exaggeration there, and it was so awesome, and then I may never get this opportunity again, so if there's enough of you, I'd like to live out my childhood fantasy. Just gather around and don't drop me when I jump into the crowd. Okay, okay, we already gave that away. Okay, let's talk to the pro people. Let's talk to whoever's live here. I see a couple of hands up, so I'm going to go with, Annalie. Annalie, thank you for your patience. I see you. What's on your mind, Annalie?
Hi.
Hello.
I just want to say thank you and congrats. And, I joined the pro group over a year ago from Stockholm, Sweden. So you have people all around the world. And I felt like I had big dreams. I want to grow my agency. And, I didn't expect this to happen at all. And now I just met my wonderful community. And I almost tear up when I think about it because this is the best people. And you are the best people I know. And you permitted me to dream so big. So I totally changed my life and my career. And I just want to say thank you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing that. Shoot. Whew. Give me a minute, guys.
Hold it in.
Hold it in. Nobody wants to see me cry on camera. I promise you, it's really nasty. Whew. Thank you for sharing that and for being such an active and contributing member of the community. You push me and you challenge me. You're the one who started me on this whole sharing personal, vulnerable stories, and it's done wonders for me connecting with other people. There is a tiny little beating heart inside the metal chest here, so there is something that resembles a human being, and you're helping me to discover that and to bring that back out, right?
You're so sweet. You know, people, you say that you're a robot, but people know that you're not a robot.
Shh, don't tell anybody. It's much easier for me to be cold if that's true.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Annalie. Okay, let's
thank you.
Let's move on. Let's go to Sabrina. Sabrina, hi.
Hi. I would like to share observation. Yeah, ready for a bit more of compliments, Chris? I would like to share observation. We saw each other in Berlin last year, and what really was very, very inspiring for me, how much you are dedicated to help people. I think we see you all in the group for these 2 hours every week and even more, but we were there for a whole day and a whole night, and you never stopped helping people, and just, let's say, everyone asked you a lot of questions, but you never stopped. Also, late nights. So that was really inspiring for me. And let's say I never thought that I could start thinking of helping people in that way. But let's say that inspired me to really dig deeper into that. And so I'm, that's really inspiring for me. And now I started also to work totally different, less client work, more work with people, helping people. So thanks for that.
Ooh, thank you for sharing that. And a little side story here. We got to hang out because Jonathan Courtney from AJ and Smart put together a workshop, and he invited me to speak. And it was awesome because I've never been to Berlin before. And Sabrina was there. And at the end of the night, I was like, I need to get out of here. She goes, what do you mean? I'll take you. I'm like, no, that's too much trouble. And she's like, no, I insist. I'll take you back to your hotel. She gets in the car. It's not even on her way. She goes out of her way. She drops me off. We chat for a little bit. And then she goes back to the party. First of all, that's saying two things. One is she's very generous, and she's very committed to the party, because they were out to all hours of the night. So Germans, they know how to drink their beer. They know how to party. Right. Hats off to you, for sure. Okay, thank you very much, Sabrina. Let's do one more person from the pro group here. I see a lot more hands here. Okay, I see your hand. Let's get a gentleman on here. So that's going to be Connor. Connor, welcome.
Hey man, thank you so much. I just want to first of all say congratulations on all your success. This is awesome. I think you should be really proud. I have a lot of questions that I'm sure that you would be able to help me with, but I have to ignore all of them because I want to know where you get, I would use a different word normally, but where you get the courage to call yourself a not a personal or personality channel, and then 15 minutes of showing us personal photos of your travels. Dude, this is a personality channel, man. Like, you gotta accept that.
Oh no. Okay. Just so you guys know, this is my virtual family outside of my real family that I spend time with. And I told them before the call, before we went live, go ahead and harass me. You should be a little gentle, but you can go ahead and harass me a little bit. So Connor's taking the opportunity to harass me a little bit. Okay, let me clarify. I am trying my best to open up, to show you a little bit more about what happens in my life and my world. And I have deliberately kept that out of the public discussion not because I'm a very private person, it's because I just don't think it's that interesting. So this connects your question with Annalie's encouragement is, who is the person behind these ideas, this philosophy, these lessons? And people want to know that. And I'm like, Annalie, I'm not The Rock. I'm not fill in the blank. People really don't want to know that about me. And she's just try. Kind of like Matthew, but in a feminine version from Stockholm, Sweden. And she's like, just do it. And then I do it. And I'm like, okay. So I'm slowly opening the gates. And it's mostly out of self-doubt that anybody's interested in this. So I wanted to go in and to make this episode special for people, because I typically don't talk about that stuff behind the scenes and to share the personal stories. I don't see myself as a personality channel like say somebody like PewDiePie. He can talk about reality shows, he can talk about video games, You're going to tune in because he's a character. He's wildly funny and entertaining and sometimes offensive. That's the personality channel. But I'm trying to inject personality into what it is that I do. So thanks very much, Connor, for that question.
No
Matthew,
problem.
let's do the chats.
Yeah, so I'm highlighting here Logo Geek, friend of ours. Such a huge milestone. Thank you for making such an incredible, accessible, and inviting platform for designers around the world. I feel honored to have met and got to know Chris and a few of the team over the past few years. Here's to the next million.
That's Ian Paget.
Yes.
We met in person in real life, and he's such a wonderful person. He's one of our early guests on the podcast, and he shared just in such vulnerable ways about how he has anxiety around being around people and how he's overcome that. And he's super, super introverted too, and how a guy like him with his fears and phobias can be out there in public and to record his own podcast. That's an inspiration to every single person. All right. Awesome. Okay. Anything else, Matthew?
We got Angel Teles, who's contributed here. He said, your vids helped me start my business. Thank you, by the way. The production quality is top notch. Definitely improved over the years. I'd love to learn about your setup. Nice job, Future team.
It's almost as if we're going to do an episode on the most insane video setup ever, Matthew. It's almost like you know what's on our mind. Look out for that in January 2021. Early 2021, we had this idea that we want to go insane and spend as much money as possible to create the coolest, most interactive virtual production ever. I know that's a big task, but that's the clickbait title, right? So thanks for prompting us on that. Do we have another question before we give something away?
Just another super chat here from Marid. He says, keep up the good work and content. Congrats. Thank you so much for that. And I think there's one last one before we jump in. Just popped up. Let's see. Oh, just a thank you.
Awesome.
From
Thank you, Attila
Kalman.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay. I think it's time to do a giveaway again.
Ooh, this is a good giveaway too.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
So we're going to do a 2-for-1. Right, Mark?
Yes, we
on
are.
This one. Our friend Rahul was really inspired by our mission, which is to teach 1 billion people how to make a living doing what they love. That's the 1 billion mission. And the way that we created the hashtag is 1 billion minus 1. You're trying to reach 1 billion people and count me as your -1, so your goal is getting smaller and smaller every single day. So we came up with this really unique mark, and we have the caps here. And what we're going to do is we're going to give away one of the 1 billion minus 1 cap designed by Rahul. And we're also going to throw in another cap. This is one of those ones where you win and we just give you another one. We're going to give you a Goddess Designer cap. The Goddess Designer cap has been sold out. There was just a few caps that we held on for situations just like this. So we're going to send you 2 caps, okay? They're unisex, they're snapback caps, and Ricky is doing a great job of showing you guys what the caps look like. Mark, let's do it. Spin that wheel.
All right. And here
we
goes
go.
the wheel. We're going to do 2 pairs, so 2 winners coming up over here.
We're giving away 2 sets of 2, right?
Woo. Yes.
2 hats.
2 sets of 2.
Here we go.
Lucky winners.
Who is
it? Kingsley from Owerri, Nigeria.
Uh-oh. Congratulations. Some shipping
Congrats.
restrictions may apply. All right. Let's do this again.
And the second winner. Alexandra Yves from Gold Coast, Australia.
Okay, beautiful. Congratulations, both of you. You are very far away. You're going to break our shipping budget for the year.
They're worth it. They're worth it.
They're worth it for sure. They are. Okay, let's do this. Part of this, what we do is about building community. And this is, I'm not going to talk about this so much, but I'm going to step through it and just show you what the community looks like. Because most people know us from the video screen on their laptop, on their phones, but they don't really come in contact with us. And I sincerely hope that one day I'll be able to meet each and every person who wants to see my ugly face, okay? So the community is virtual. The community is real. And it began here with Jose running one of his workshops for women entrepreneurs and just being able to watch him. Now, what you don't know about this is in summer. It's in, I think, Pasadena. It was hotter than heck, and I wore a white shirt. And I was dripping with sweat because the air conditioner had been turned off. And it was almost like an embarrassing male version of a wet t-shirt contest. It was horrific. I was doing everything I could to cool down, but there's an embarrassing moment there. And we used to do core workshops here in the office. Right, Ricky. Right. Hold on. Don't say anything yet. Do not say anything yet. Now, old school pro members will notice some people in the background. Okay? There's one person in particular that kind of holds the frame, should I say. He holds the frame in a really big kind of way. Wouldn't you say? He can't defend himself. That's what he gets for not tuning in live.
He's on the chat.
Is he in the chat?
Yeah.
Okay, that is none other than Mr. Psycho Killer Big Ben Burns. Doesn't he look like Postal right there? You guys, come on. He probably has a head in his refrigerator right there. That is Ben Burns, probably several hundred pounds heavier than he is today. But Ben Burns and I, we weren't even talking about working together just yet. He had flown himself out to attend a workshop, a live workshop, just to learn from us. And that chance encounter began a friendship that's lasted several years, and to him becoming the chief operating officer of the Future. So that's Big Ben Burns there. I found that photo in the archives. Ben, you're welcome. You're welcome. And if you have any embarrassing photos of me, which I'm sure you do not share those. Okay.
Oh,
and
Ricky
then
has a
most
pile of
recently, we had the workshop with Marty Newmeyer, the branding workshop, and some of us got together afterwards and hung out. There's one of our lovely interns all the way in the back, Jaden, standing next to Mo. Now, you're going to see in a lot of these photos, Mo is everywhere, and he is literally everywhere. Every time I turn around, he's there, so he's in a lot of these photos. And there's Alec in the photo. Yeah. That guy. Such a ham, right? He's everywhere. And then Chris Franklin's right behind him. Okay. And then, like, young people, shaping the generation for tomorrow. These are high school students, and we welcome them to our studio as well. So you're like, God, the future audience has just gotten really young. Yes, it's true. They're high school students. And a bunch of Japanese students came here.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like,
multiple
there are a lot
times.
We get this a lot. There are only Asian people who come to the Future, who work at the Future. And Jona and Ricky might disagree with that, but this photo does seem to prove that there are only Asian people, right? A bunch of Japanese people, you know they're Japanese because there's a lot of peace symbols being thrown around. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is a little workshop I did in London. This one I stayed up all night to work on. And I was sick right after this workshop, so it was a nightmare. Your body does pay a toll for staying up all night. This is Future Squad, the Wolf Pack. This is them right here, traveling with me to New York, hanging out in LA at the convention center. And this was a trip that David Coe brought up, not different trip, but this is us going to Vancouver, hanging out with some people.
Last year.
Where are you, Ricky? Are you checking your phone? Is that you? Where are you? Oh, David Coe, you're saying you could see. Okay. Yeah, so we went to Vancouver, and there's a story behind this one, Matt. The event was scheduled so tight that we literally got off the airport, and they were texting me as we're taking the train into the city, like, where are you? We need to meet you right now. We want you to get into a green car. Right. So as soon as we get off the train, there's the guy with the green car. It's like, is that you? And he's like, I don't know, is that you? And then another car pulls up, you're with us. I'm like, I'm glad we did not get into that green car, because that was another green, I don't know. Anyways, we arrive. We're like 45 minutes to an hour late. I'm sweaty because I'm nervous. So you don't want to ever be late to anything. It's not my style. And everybody here was super patient and warm and welcoming that we literally went through. They were just kind of happy to see us as I was happy to see them. And there's a story of sweat here. It's like there's a recurring theme. I'm sweaty all the time. So I cooled down and we do our talk, and it was such a wonderful night. And we hung out afterwards, right, Matthew?
Yeah. And you wear too many jackets. I think that's the obvious thing.
That's the obvious thing. Like I said, fashion before function. This is that workshop. I shared this photo because just a couple of short years ago, you could not get this many people in the room because it was designed for production. We had to tear down the walls literally to make space for this. And we bought all these tables in anticipation of doing workshops in 2020. Genius move, you guys. Genius. You know, the foresight that I have, right? So we bought all these tables specifically to run one workshop for the year. That was it. Great. All right. And then I think this is the last photo I have. This is just like getting outside, hanging out. Yeah, we can see each other in sunlight too, not just
yeah, that was
computers.
awesome. We walked around Santa Monica for like 5 miles.
We did.
But it was excellent. But I remember half of the group halfway through, they're like, so how much longer is this?
Just keep walking. One step after the other, and you can do this. This is like when everybody had a chance to cool down, wipe off the sweat, and we could take a picture. Yeah. This is Chris Franklin hanging out. I love this photo. It's just so much personality. And this is when the first time I met Chris Franklin and Mo together. And this is us going for a hike. Even Ben's kids are in the picture. She didn't quite make the jump, but everybody else is kind of catching air, right? There's David Tallis. There's a bunch of people in there. There's Ben. His wife is in there with 2 kids. What a trooper.
She
You
carried
hear
him
him?
up the hill too.
Talk to us, Ben. Okay, that's enough.
Funny thing is that she carried them both up that hill. I did nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Very gentlemanly of you. Lisa's the trooper. My
She
son is
is.
right behind me. Okay. And it's time to give away some stuff. Let's do it. Let's give away more stuff. What am I doing here? We already did this one. Yeah, we already gave that away. Sorry.
That was the that was previous.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ooh, this is
Okay, now. Yeah. So, Mark, how do we do this? Because we're going to give away 3 $500 gift certificates for Academy courses to sustaining members, people who just give because it makes them feel good.
Yeah.
We
Yep.
promise nothing, right, Mark?
Yep.
And yet they become sustaining members. How will you pick these people, Mark?
Yeah, so we drew the names already.
You did,
'cause
okay.
we pulled them from the list. So if you're a sustaining member, you're already in the drawing.
You don't have to do anything.
Wow.
Don't got to do anything. So
Okay.
let me go ahead and share here. And this is a pre-recorded drawing. We got it going here.
Oh, wow. The technology with the future is awesome.
Wheels going. Julio Lanese. Yanase. Hopefully
Winner
I
number
pronounced
one.
your
Winner,
name
chicken
correctly.
dinner. Congrats.
Next up, Dylan Prince.
Dang.
Woo! Dylan,
Wow.
congrats.
Looks a little glitchy.
It's okay. It's working. Who's that?
And Mallory Dean is the third winner. Congrats,
I wonder if
guys.
that's the same Mallory that I know.
Woo.
Huh. Wow. So here's the thing. If you're a true sustaining member, you already own all the courses, so what's the point of it? If you're a true fan. Okay. I think it's time to enter the next segment here, which is called, of course, Back to the Future. So we want to take a look at some of your favorite moments. So I'm asking you, the audience and the team, we have a video for this, right?
No.
No, I'm sorry. What are we talking about, Mark? What are we doing here for this segment?
Yeah, well, so a lot of the people that submitted their favorite moments are here right in Zoom. So we can leave it open to them if they want to talk about that moment that they entered in the chat.
Okay. Well, we can talk to you in the chat, or we can talk to the people who are tuned in live here.
Yep.
Why don't we do this? I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite moment looking back on the 6+ years of creating content? Any people live want to just unmute yourself and start talking to us? Okay, I'll just pick somebody then. The way this will work.
I got one.
Go ahead. Who wants to say something? Go ahead. I heard a voice.
Oh, it was me.
Oh,
Peter.
Peter Lamb.
Peter.
Hey.
Hey, Peter. What's up, man?
What's up? What's up? Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
One of my favorite videos that you did with a guest on it was Ted from Indie Mogul. I thought that was like a really fun one. It was super insightful. I learned a lot. And the energy you guys just gave off of each other was super cool. So that was a video I rewatched a lot.
Thanks for pointing out that video. I really like Ted. Ted is a friend and a fan of the channel. We're mutual fans of each other. And that was one episode where the guest sweated more than I sweat. So I love that. If you really watch that, zoom in on his face, he's just like dripping. The wrong kind of drip. Okay. Thanks, Peter. Thanks for highlighting that episode. Anybody else in the live call today? A favorite moment?
I can share.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello. So I really like most of your videos because I didn't see all of them. But I'm really thankful for you to share your knowledge with us, with people who maybe, I was a student and I was learning marketing and I wasn't in design, but because of you and your team, I'm working as a designer now. And I really know how to value myself because of your videos. And my favorite video is about beliefs. When you share the story that one lady was value herself for $8,000, but another guy valued himself on $20,000, and it was only in her head. So that's really helped me to understand that all issues are in the head. And you always talk about this. And I think that it's impossible to stay the same if you watch your channel consistently. It's like just impossible. So I'm very thankful for you and your team for this good job.
Thank you
very
so much. Thank you. That story was 100% true. 100% true. And it's incredible what you can do when you allow yourself to manifest something into reality. And nothing had changed about her at all except for the belief that she was worth more money. And having heard that somebody else was able to do it was just all the encouragement that she needed to be able to do it. So it's a really big kind of a mental thing for us to get over, that once we realize we can do something, then nobody is there to stop us. And so hopefully throughout our content in the next coming years, we're going to hopefully deliver that message even in a stronger, more emphatic way so that you all can achieve that life that you so earned. Not deserved, but earned. Okay. I'll take one more person about any kind of memorable moment, a video or anything that we've done. And, okay, I see a hand. I see a hand. I see a hand. I see a hand. And that's Annie Yang. Annie. Annie! Is that Annie? Is that our Annie?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hey. Hey, young gun.
Hello, Chris. Hi, Matthew. It's been a
how's it
while.
going?
I just wanted to say, well, my favorite memory was obviously Young Guns because I got to interact with your team, Chris, you, and Matthew. Honestly, I don't think that I would have taken the steps that I did if I hadn't had you guys light a fire under my ass. So for that, I'm very grateful. I remember one of my first memories or interactions with Chris was I was still at my parents' place and I was living right outside a trash compactor, and I couldn't talk to you properly because it just kept slamming, and you were like, Annie, you gotta move. And I did, so check. And all the words that you had said to me, I remember that they were all very you're always like this with everyone, harsh but efficient and honest. And sometimes I think that's just what I need, because most of the time when you encounter people in life, they don't really give you what you need to hear, and they beat around the bush. And so that was very helpful for me personally. And I did not take anything hard, personally. I knew that you were coming from a place where you really wanted to help me. And also Matthew is, I guess he's the softer personality.
Only in body.
But he also gave me words that I felt really healed me. I remember Matthew, you said once, you were like, there's nothing wrong with who you are right now. And I was like, I just blew my mind because I'm so used to being harsh on myself. So thank you for just supporting people like us, young designers of all ages. I'm so grateful to have been part of this community. Love you guys.
Aww.
Thank you, Annie.
Well, first of all, it's awesome to hear from you because I haven't spoken to you in a really long time.
Yeah.
I guess I break people and then Matthew puts them together. That's the way we work, right? I'm the person who makes you cry, and Matthew's got the box of tissues ready to go. So he's the healer, I'm the destroyer, but somehow we work. Now, I do want to say this. Thank you very much for sharing that, because I know that some of the feedback that I was sharing, not with you specifically, but with the group, was hard to hear. It was really hard, and I think it just frayed a lot of nerves. And I'm just thrilled that having some distance between that point and now, sounds like you're no longer with the trash. That's good. Very positive sign there, right? I don't hear any things being dumped in the back there, so that's good. And that you have seemingly a very healthy perspective on this now, and that's all I want to do. I want to help people grow, and sometimes my brand of direct talk is a lot for people to handle, young and old, male or female. Matthew, I'm grateful that you're there as that kind of softer, gentler, hey, yeah, we can do this, and you're good enough, and gosh darn it, people like you too. And he saves me from destroying myself, basically. Okay, I see another young gun here, so I need to bring another young gun. I see Connor. Connor Fowler, bring yourself online.
Good evening, Chris.
Hey, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
Good, thank you. I was hoping I'd get to cheers back. Yeah, lost for words already. Excellent. I've been trying to think about what I wanted to say all day. And I could talk about the Young Gun stuff, which I'm incredibly grateful for, but there's one particular favorite moment I have, which was re-sparked by that photo you have in your slide from when we were in London, from that hotel morning meetup. And I remember it very distinctly because I was the last person there. I was late because I got on the wrong tube in the wrong direction because I was so nervous about, I'd already been to the event the day before,
right?
But there was something slightly different about this smaller meetup. And I remember turning up, I was the last person there, and I sat down and we had hellos and all that stuff, followed by you turning to me and saying, "What did you think of my presentation yesterday?" And after that moment, and having someone who I admire with a similar personality type to me, who you just don't see in design publicly, firstly. And then secondly, have someone I admire sit next to me and say, directly to my face and say, "I value your opinion," and say, "What did you think of what I created after the decades of experience you have compared to the very small comparison of experience I had at the time myself?" Effectively kick-started everything to where I am now. You can see the video behind me, some of it. I live at the other end of the country with boxes and really awful lights and cameras, but I am making the most fulfilling work I have ever done, for the most money I have ever done, with the most interesting projects and people I have ever met, because of the interactions I've had with you and the rest of the team of the future. And I know that might sound very big, and it is, but I cannot stress how much I appreciate all of the work that has gone into the content you have produced and the courses and the general interactions and positivity and personality you have brought to this industry. Because without you, I don't think there would be any way I'd be where I am today. That's flat out truth.
Woo.
So
that's heavy. Woo.
Hold it in, Chris.
I'm trying. I'm sure my wife is like on her third box of tissues at this point. She cries for both of us. That was, thank you very much. I really felt that deep in my heart. And here's the funny thing, you're saying this and you're sharing this story, and I'm thinking, Connor, you're already on your way. So here's the really cool part about Connor is that we had to get on the train, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know my cards. So Connor's like taking us literally from the hotel, right, Mark? He's like walking with us with our luggage and everything, and he's like, "Put your money here, you monkey." He pulled his card out and jump on and he walks us all the way down to the train station, gets right on there with us, and that's where we part. And that's just, I love that a conversation that can begin on a one-to-many scale can happen in an intimate one-to-one face-to-face moment. Mm-hmm. And I'm just so appreciative of the people who show up and get value from what we do, because it just fuels me to keep doing this. And you sharing that story now, like from Annie moving out away from the trash people and you kind of moving to the other end of town, it's so freaking awesome. And there's one other thing I want to share with people. I'm not a petty person, but when we did Young Guns 1, Connor had more followers on Instagram, and he just was not sitting well with me. I'm just letting you know right now. Because people are like, "Why are you listening to this monkey? Who is he?" And Connor was like crushing it. So I made a personal vendetta and a promise to myself. I went down on my knees and prayed to God. I'm like, you know what? This cannot stand. I'm just too old for this. I need to get past Connor. And that was one of my, I'm just kidding. Most of that story was true. Just the last part wasn't true. But thank you very much, Connor. Thank you so much. Okay. All right.
Can I go next, please?
Yes. Who's that? Who's that voice?
Oh, it's mine.
It's me. Hey.
Hey.
Another young gun. I just wanted to, have the loop going on.
It's Mitri.
Oh, okay. Oh, another young gun. I see. All right. It's a young gun event. Okay.
Yes. I have like two memories that I always go back to. I don't know, Chris, if you know this or remember this, perhaps, because I think it was in 2015 I started watching The Futur. I was in the university at that time, and I'm like across the globe from you guys, and the perspective that you guys were giving, it was like, oh my God, this is something very different that has been going on. And I have not heard about this. Like, where is this information coming in? I haven't even learned about like 10% of it in university. And like, it was like a perspective change. And I was so thankful for it. And I was like, oh, this is going to go big. And we don't have such designers like talking about design strategy research and all the itty bitty nits that not the teachers and even the professors ever tell you. You just get it through experience, maybe very late in life, but yeah. And the second one was when I was in the series, the thing that you said to me, it kind of changed my perspective. It was like, what do you like to do? And I was into branding. I think I recently quit my job. And I was into logo and branding. I really love doing it. But I remember you saying, what do you love to do? And I was like, I like to do both. I like to do both. And you were like, no, pick one. You have to pick one. And I was like, okay, I like illustration. And I think I switched that evening.
Wow.
To illustration, everything. And it was one of the best decisions I've ever taken. Everything is in my illustration, and I'm getting like huge clients, and I'm so thankful that I finally had the guts to switch when I had nothing, and I was just a freelancer, just getting my way into it. And thank you so much for you. And I really loved brainstorming sessions with Matthew. It was a very different perspective into brainstorming. I never really had that experience, even when I was doing my job. And thank you so much for giving me that perspective. I don't think I'll ever go back, and this is just going to get better. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing that. Now, I have been in touch, or I've been in contact with Maitreyi, so it's like we've been talking, and she shifted her career focus into illustration, and she's worked with really big clients now, and there's opportunities. And if you look on her Instagram, she's doing really well. I'm glad it worked out for you. Sometimes when I say you must pick one, that sounds really cold and harsh. That sounds terrible. I'm glad you did pick one and it worked out. So for everybody,
it really worked for me.
For everybody that I say go pick one and it doesn't work out, don't call into the show. I only want to hear from people. This is confirmation bias at work here. So I only want to hear from winners that follow the advice. If it didn't work out for you, I was just joking, guys. You didn't hear that. It was sarcasm, it was irony, it was all those kinds of things. Okay, since we were talking to some young guns people, most definitely these are some of the young guns, and these are some of my favorite moments, and it allowed our audience to see people who were like them from all over the world. And the first casting call that went out for Young Guns Season 1, it was mostly dudes. It was mostly dudes, and everybody's like, what up with the sausage party? It was just because that's who we had to pick from. So they're like, this is a sexist channel. You're not fair to women, and aren't women deserving? I'm like, 1,000%. We're hoping that Young Guns does so well that a whole bunch of people are encouraged and empowered to apply. And so we went back with Young Guns 2, and we said, no boys, only women. That's it. And so I'm so happy to be able to share your stories, to be part of your journey. I hope I did more good than damage. Matthew is probably doing a lot more good, but that's where we're at with that. Okay, let's keep moving on here.
And we do have that video to play real quick while we're on the topic.
Oh, are we on a video here?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
While we're on top, let's go ahead and show
it. We have a little video that we've prepared.
Yep.
Here we go.
Back when you guys were called the school. I remember when I was in college, years back, I subscribed to a channel which had 10,000 subscribers, and there were two guys talking very passionately about design and strategy.
1 million subscribers.
What a milestone.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry.
Congrats to 1 mil.
It will be 3 years in December when Chris asked us to, that he has this plan that, he's thinking of starting a series, Young Guns. And I'm glad I got to be a part of it. Since then, it's only been growth for me, personally and professionally.
I'm so happy and proud to have been a part of the channel.
Fast forward to today, I'm no longer a student in college anymore. I'm an independent designer and an illustrator based in India, working with a lot of companies from LA to Seoul.
I started working full-time as an account manager at an amazing advertising agency here in Toronto. And I finally started charging 4 digits for my design and strategy services.
I have started an amazing new job at Rifle Paper Company. I would not have been able to get it without the help of the Future. I don't have any formal design training, but because of the Future, I was able to launch my own graphic design business and build the portfolio and the skills necessary to land the job that I have now.
And thank you so much for your help over the last few years, not just with the Young Gun series, but also with the other courses you provided and all the amazing content and interviews along the way too. Definitely wouldn't be where I am now without the Future.
And I couldn't ask for more. Thanks for everything.
I'm really glad that Chris helped change some of that mindset.
And I think it'll be really helpful in making decisions as I go forward in my career.
So thank you so much to Christo and everyone at the Future. You guys seriously deserve these 1 million subscribers. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for all your work. I really just appreciate all the time and energy you're putting into making design resources available to everybody. You guys have had just an incredible impact on so many people's lives. I'm sending you all big hugs. Congrats, and 2 million is right around the corner, let's be real. Okay, bye.
Woohoo! That was awesome.
Wow. Okay, so there's my heart. There's my Justin Bieber. Is that how you do it?
I'm out of touch, man.
You're out of touch with that, okay.
That was awesome. I wanted to read
Wow,
off.
that was awesome. So good to see all your faces. Thank you so much for putting that video together, Jaden, and for the Future, the Young Guns and Young Guns 1 and Season 2. Okay, let's go give away more stuff, Mark. Let's do it.
All right, let's
do
do
it.
it.
So here we go. Wait, we already talked about that. We already did these, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mark?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. This is the
Ooh.
next prize package here. So these are 2 different giveaways here. So here's the deal. I only have a few of the first editions left in the closet, and I should have checked inventory before I told you I was giving them away. So the first edition, this is all we have. So we're gonna give away 3 signed first editions. If you want me to write a dedication or something, talk to Mark and I'll write something in there. Otherwise, I will just sign it and give them to you. Something that a lot of people don't know about is that we printed these silkscreen posters, first edition, pocket full of dough posters. They're uncut. And so it's kind of laid out with Min's awesome design. So it's not to scale. It's much bigger than the way it looks next to these 2 things. But go ahead, Mark. Let's give away the 3 signed first editions and then give away the 2 posters.
Okay, so starting with
Let's do it.
the book. Here we go.
And this wheel is totally legitimate, right?
Yeah. We got Punit Nirala from India.
Yay! Some shipping restrictions of life. Yeah, we are.
Oh, Priscilla.
Yeah,
Priscilla. Oh my God, Priscilla! How did she win? This is fantastic, Priscilla. Congratulations. She's a pro member.
Taimur Hussein from the UAE.
UAE, someplace I need to be.
Yep.
So those were for the books,
So
right?
the
Now we're
next
going on
Okay,
to
those
the
are the 3
posters.
books, and now we're doing
Yep.
the 2 posters.
These are for the posters.
Yep.
Lacey Hereford.
Congratulations, Lacey.
Chris, you need to take off an article of clothing for each draw, I think.
Well, I'll be in my underwear by that point.
Thomas Dezelus from
Thomas?
Paris Francais.
Oui. All right, beautiful. Awesome. Congratulations. Okay, bon chance. Okay, here we go. We're going to give away the next bit, and this is really cool. Roy Cranston has been this is a very interesting story. If you guys don't know who Roy Cranston is, he watched our channel, taught himself design essentially, and then wound up becoming kind of a little superstar in the design world himself. So great to see. Roy Cranston put together a custom poster just for us, and this is a 1 of 1, right, Mark?
Yep.
Meaning like this is it. We only give away these 3, and that's no more will be made.
Yep, just these 3.
Okay, these 3 posters, not with Roy's face. It's just the poster on the left.
And these posters are going to be sent through our printer. First winner, Chintan Gupta from New Delhi.
Well,
India.
India's coming in strong, you guys.
I know.
India's taking over. Wow. They know how to register. Did you know there are more honor students in India than there are students in America?
Elle Tay from San Francisco.
All right, woo! No shipping restrictions there?
Chris has an asterisk for everyone.
That's a win.
Lucas Gomide from Entroncamento, Portugal.
Beautiful.
Good pronunciation, I hope.
Good job, Mark. Good job.
Good job.
Hey, Jona, I'm curious. How many people are watching right now? 1,084. Okay, thanks for hanging in there with us. I know it's a long stream, live stream here. Okay, the next one is from our good friend Orlando Arocena, and he's giving us something. Mark, what is he giving us?
So he's got some custom posters that he made
Yes.
for Adobe, and we're going to be sending these prints out to 2 winners.
Okay, Orlando, if you don't know, worked on the Adobe Illustrator splash screen. So if you recognize this woman with the sunglasses, there's a collaboration between him and another artist, and they do this. And Orlando's one of the most prolific humans I know. He and Joshua Smith, they just crank on content. It scares me. It embarrasses me how fast they can make stuff. Okay, so here we go. Roll the dice. What are the odds that somebody will win twice?
You can't win twice, though.
You can't?
No. Yeah, we removed the name.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You literally
Aiden
are doing that now?
Valdez.
Aiden Valdez. Congratulations.
Yep.
And West
Actually, it's going to be the
Richland.
first name here. This other one got attached to the string.
Okay.
Yep.
That's who got it.
And the second and final winner for Orlando is Andrew Bybee from Pasadena.
Pasadena, woo woo! Come on,
Hey.
pick it up. Save us some shipping costs. But 6 feet away. Okay, next. Oh. Some posters from Mr. G. Monkowitz himself. Bradley
Signed.
Grosh, G. Monk. So we
Sean
have a
wants
bunch of
those.
posters, right? Ricky's already called dibs on this. Okay, so Mark, we're giving away 2 signed posters, or
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, 2 winners will win a signed poster each. And then the other giveaways are going to do in the new year.
Okay, so we're gonna give away 2 posters. So go ahead.
Okay.
Spin it, DJ.
It's spinning. Oh, we've got some music here, too.
Yeah, we gotta do something here. It's
First winner, Vince Wright.
Vince Wright from we don't know where.
Yep. We'll find it, and we got his emails.
Lucky person, Vince. Congrats. There we go. We got the PS crowd in here. Maybe a little loud.
The second winner, Roxana Andrei from Romania.
Yay! Congratulations. Beautiful, beautiful. Now, your eardrums are probably like blown thanks to Jona's couch here and there. Okay, another person that's been on the channel, Pierre Kleinhaus. I'm a fan of his work. We're giving away 2 sets of prints or something like that, right, Mark?
Yep. 2
Okay.
sets of prints.
Let's do this.
And here we go again.
Big money.
Carmen Guan from Los
Carmen
Angeles.
Guan from Los Angeles.
Far away.
All right, all right.
Asmir Malaskik from Mala.
You're not going to try to read that in the proper accent,
I
Mark?
cannot read that. Sorry, I'm gonna mess
Mark's
up
been doing a
the-
pretty good job
Yeah,
reading
he
these.
has.
I
This is
tripping all over
Jonah
those
wouldn't
names.
even get out the first word and he'd be done.
Yep, so those are the 2 for Pierre Kleinhaus work.
Yeah, Pierre Kleinhaus, those are the 2 winners. Thank you very much, Mark, for doing that. Let's move on to Magdiel Lopez, who's also been on the channel.
Gorgeous.
I think he's going to come back on the channel, right, Mark?
Yes, he is.
Right. So Magdiel Lopez, originally from Cuba, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So
we're going to be drawing 3 here because we've got a lot of digital ones we're going to send out. Daniel
Okay,
Neri
look.
Semproni from Pavia, Italy.
we're moving around the world. I like that.
I know.
I like that.
Chris, are you topless yet?
Dave, I'm bottomless.
Nina Alfaro from Coquimbo, Chile.
Woo, woo, woo.
Congratulations.
That's what Jonah says. It's always chilly in here.
And the
No.
third winner,
You gotta wear
for
4 layers of clothing, man.
Magdiel poster is Edwin Hurt from Troadorf, Germany.
Beautiful. Awesome.
Okay, that's the third.
Oh, third and final?
Yep.
Oh,
for
that's it. Okay,
Magdiel.
congratulations, you guys. Oh my gosh, it just doesn't stop, Mark. Okay, now we have some
Two
stuff
more,
from
huh?
Mr. Aaron James Draplin.
Ooh,
Oh
this is the
my
good
Trying to make it in the little leagues, right?
Yep.
So we're gonna do what? What are we doing here?
Yeah, so we're going to do 2 winners, and you're going to get a combination of poster and field notes.
You're gonna get a combination of signed posters and field notes.
Yep.
Here we go. Give it away.
That's awesome.
Give it away. I love field notes. I'll probably be taking some home later today.
So we're going to be selecting 4 winners here. Nicholas Inzunza from
Beautiful,
San Diego,
Nicholas. Congratulations.
California.
Yay. Thanks for
Local.
being in San Diego,
SD.
California.
Maria Christina Young from Austin, Texas.
All right.
Jona's happy.
One from Tejas, we got it.
There's going to be 4 total. Yeah, 2 and... Rosan Ramasamy. Oh, wait, you know what? I did say 2. Okay. That was supposed to be 2 winners.
Well, we could divvy it up. There's
okay,
still,
we'll do
there's
3.
a lot.
We'll do 3. This will be the 3rd. Okay. Okay.
Cool.
Check,
Okay, while
check.
we're swapping out Chris's mic, I just want to read a few super chats here. This one is from Thomas Dezelus. Big up and congratulations to your success at the Future. This isn't yet a big check to Uncle Chris, but I want to thank you for the knowledge and deep insights that supports me through my designer's journey. Cheers from Paris.
Thank you very much. My kids appreciate it. Their school tuition is not cheap, so thank you very much. Otherwise, I got to send them to public
Every
school.
little bit counts. And then this next one is from Bella BB. My favorite moment was when I found the Future.
I love that.
It's like seriously, when I was going,
It's simple.
when I was going
Simple
through
and
my
clean.
hardcore imposter syndrome when I was in school, and you guys helped me out of it. Next one is from Comis72. Just a little emoji, little animation says, "You are amazing." Thank you
Aw.
so much. And let's see. I think that was the last of the
Okay,
super chats.
let's do this. We got 3 more sets of prizes to give away before something that I think everybody here could use, which is the Adobe Creative Cloud license for a year. Woo! That's worth something, right? So Mark, let's rock and roll on this. These are not the actual prints that we're giving away. We're going to work it out with Joshua Smith, who's a friend of the channel, Hydro74. So go ahead and roll the dice. We're going to give 2 of these away.
Okay.
Some posters from Joshua.
First winner, Yash Patel from Palan.
All right, we're back to India. Yash Patel, congratulations.
And these again are going to send through a digital printer, unless the shipping restrictions catch us here.
Yeah.
Second winner, Emerson Junior Casco from the Philippines.
All right.
My peoples.
Your peoples, yeah. Danny is saying, what is he saying? Here's one more little bit. Thank you very much, Danny. Love that I've been able to interact with each and one of you guys in one way or the other. Blessings on the 1 mil again. Thanks
Thank
very
you,
much,
Danny.
Danny. All right, here's the next prize package. It's from Bowgasm.
Bowgasm. Haven't
And-
heard from him for a while.
Yeah. So are these the posters we're actually giving away or something different, Mark? Something different. These are placeholders. Okay, so 2 of these. Let's rock and roll. He does.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Congratulations.
Awesome. Okay. Let's keep moving on here. This was awesome because our friends over at TubeBuddy decided to chip in here unprompted by us and to give away 3 years worth of Legend subscription to TubeBuddy.
Yeah,
Matthew,
so-
do you know more about this?
Yeah, so the TubeBuddy essentially is a extension tool for YouTube to help you make content. So we use it all the time here to A/B test thumbnails and titles, and it just helps you with your performance of your YouTube video. So we actually wanted to highlight a few people from the pro member community that I personally think are killing it when it comes to content. And I know, Chris, you push them inside the group all the time to be making content, whether that's YouTube, on Instagram, or LinkedIn. And what I love seeing is people actually doing it and then growing. So 3 people I wanted to highlight. The first is our homie, Mo, who's been everywhere. Mo is just like amplified all of his channels, especially on Instagram lately, but I know he's getting on the horse with YouTube. Mo is just killing it. So congrats, you win one of these subscriptions. Reggie has near and dear to my heart, man. This guy, he's a working dad. He's just been grinding, working all hours of the night and in the mornings. And he was one of the few that took on the 100-day content challenge inside the pro group. And he did all 100 days.
Wow.
So he produced 100 pieces of content. And since he started, he became sponsored.
Really?
By Fujifilm.
Wow.
So yeah, he became one of their ambassadors. And he's just killing it. He's just growing his channel slowly, and he's been focusing on teaching photography. He's released his own digital product. And so he's been killing it.
Wow. I saw his graph. He showed his follower graph inside the pro group, and it just went like that. And that was really awesome to see.
Yeah, so hopefully this will help him grow his channel even more. Chris Franklin, he's been around. We saw him in the photos earlier.
That's right.
But he's been making content also for filmmakers, and I think he found a really nice niche and been able to grow that. So congratulations to the 3 of you guys.
Okay, and then another prize package here that we want to give away is donated to us from Sebastian Lacona. I hope I'm saying that right, Sebastian. And he's giving away his workbook and 1 month of coaching, strategy workshop. So Sebastian just like, I don't have things to give, but I can give away my time and my products, and I can help anybody that wants it. So we're going to give away 3 of those. So are we doing a random draw, or is this already pre-selected? Random draw. Okay, here we go. So Sebastian's volunteering his time to help coach and work with you and to do a strategy workshop with you. So I think this is pretty awesome.
Congratulations.
Joshin Samuel. Beautiful. Congrats. While we're spinning here, I also want to read a comment here from the super chat. Jason Randall Design. Huge thanks to Chris, Matthew, Ben, and the team. Channel was a mind expander, and Business Bootcamp has been invaluable. Thank you very much, Jason, for putting your faith and trust in us and for doing the work.
Second winner is Johnston Wahome from Nairobi, Kenya.
Woohoo! Woohoo! One more.
We got another super chat here from Dre Drexler. The Future, thank you for your amazing work. Thank you. I wish to meet Chris and his team one day. Much love from Espoo, Finland. Sincerely, Thomas.
Third and final. Okay. All right. I want to talk to the live people one more time before we give away our last prize package, which is 1 year subscription to the Adobe Creative Cloud. Thank you, Adobe, for doing that. So we still see hands up here. So Mark, can you see the participants and see the hand order and just pick somebody from that? Who should we talk to? Mahi, bring her on. Where are you, Mahi?
I'm here.
Hi.
Hi. I have some data to share with you. I thought this would be a good opportunity to do that because I'm on the Future India group. I realized that the Future has not just reached the metropolitan cities in India, but it has reached tier 2 cities and is more famous than I even thought. And it's very heartening to see that because we really need the Future over here. And I'm so glad that it's happening and more people are getting to learn. And I would also like to thank you for trusting me with the responsibility of the group, and as well as I'm still trying to get your books here. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much for helping out with that. As you guys know, most of what we do is with the people that you see here on camera and also behind the scenes. And to ship the books worldwide is a really huge undertaking. Working out shipping and so that it's effective and not wasteful, because sometimes the shipping of the book is way more than the cost of the book, and we don't like that. So we've been working, like we worked with a small group in the Philippines, so we shipped a batch of books there so that the shipping becomes super affordable. And with India, we're trying to do the same. We do want to get the books in your hands in different parts of the world. It's just we're working out logistics one country at a time. So thank you very much, Mahi, for sharing that. Appreciate it. And we have some work to do in India, it sounds like, to get into the major cities, right?
Yes,
okay.
And everyone is like, when is Chris coming here? So maybe after, after the lockdown is done, like we are all safe, then we should make it possible for you to come here.
And I would love to come there. I really do. And I was planning on going to India and parts of Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa. But of course, everything changed because of COVID. But okay, let's talk to one other person. Mark, who's the next person from the live group here?
Kezia, Israel.
Okay, did you hear that?
Got Kezia?
Kezia? Oh, yeah. Where?
Hey, I'm here.
Hi. Whoa, look at those glasses. Okay, awesome. Woo.
Hey, I'm overdressed for the party, but that's normal.
We love it.
So I want to say congrats and thank you for the pro group. I found you this year, like a few months ago, and my horizons have definitely changed. And it's so refreshing to see an introvert like you leave the nest and you're actually out there doing it. It's very inspiring. And I find myself like I'm being more comfortable because I see that it can be done. You know, you're doing it. I'm being more comfortable in front of the camera. The fact that I even raise my hand in this Zoom is like, so thank you for inspiring us and allowing us to be ourselves and just not judging us or, you know, just letting us grow. So that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And from one introvert to the other, it's a long road ahead, and there will be many setbacks. There'll be many moments when you want to go in your room and cry. I probably have my moments too. And I want to say on behalf of the entire team, welcome to the future. Okay. Let's take on one more person, Mark, and then we're going to give away the final prize.
Okay. We've got Rags M.
Rags. Oh, Rags to riches. Where is he? Rags, bring yourself online.
Hi, Chris. Congratulations.
Hey, Rags.
Million thanks for putting out something awesome. For me, it was, I think, around 2017, maybe one of the early Future Pro members. At the time, it was more of like a blind fight. When I saw your first Nike video, I was like, this looks nice, and let's try to learn from you and the team. For me, the defining moment was somewhere around 2018 when I had to take the jump on the boot camp. It was like my runway was just enough to survive. I decided to put everything on that on the boot camp course, and after that, I've never looked back. It's been amazing, and though I took a sabbatical around 2019, the pro group, I'm back this year. It's been a challenging year, but the future has always been bright, as like a lighting and stuff for me also. So it's been good. Big thanks, forever grateful. And like as Mahi told, the 2021 should be like making you visit India. That's the goal.
I like that goal. Well, I know, and Matthew and I have had many conversations about this before. We're super proud of you for what you've been able to do, how you pushed yourself, and continued success. It couldn't happen to a sweeter, kind human being. So much success to you, 2021. Let's go crush it, okay? Beautiful.
Thank you all.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I think people are tired of us talking, so let's give away more stuff, Mark.
Okay.
So let's do it.
We've got the Adobe one, and then we've got the one more video.
Oh, we have another video.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, snappage. No, we need to see it, Ricky. Ricky's embarrassed, and that's why we know we need to see it. Okay, let's give away the package, and then we'll play this awesome tribute video that Ricky's embarrassed to share.
Okay, so the last prizes here are going to be 4 Adobe Creative Cloud subscriptions, 1-year subscriptions. So here we go.
First of all, thank you, Adobe, for doing this.
Yep. Yeah, we want to thank Adobe for sponsoring our giveaway.
Okay, spin that wheel, DJ.
First winner, Sahelu Khan from Kolkata, India. India, in the
Woohoo!
house.
India is just
Congratulations.
really lucky today.
I know.
Amazing.
They just showed up.
Diego Aguilar from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
Congratulations,
Nice.
Diego. I'm sure you're going to put that Creative Cloud license to use.
All right, we got 2 more coming up. Gloria Gugi from Ackworth, Georgia, in the U.S.
Congratulations, Gloria. One more, right, Mark?
Yep.
Okay, big money, big
Okay,
money.
last one for
Here we
Adobe
go. This is
Creative
it.
Cloud.
Fingers crossed, everybody. Come on. I'm rooting for you. All of you at the same time.
Alex Reves from Moscow.
All right, first Russian person, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, awesome.
Wow,
Okay.
congrats, guys.
Congrats.
Big
Woo-hoo!
prize, big prize.
Big clap. All right, all right, all right. Okay, now we have an embarrassing video to play. Right? Here we go. Guys, here's the thing. Let me set this sucker up.
Yeah, set it up.
Let me set it up. First of all, congratulations for making it all the way to the end. Even if you didn't win, you're still winners in my book. Now, we asked each staff member many months ago their moments of what they remember. A lot of people are getting really uncomfortable leaving the room right now as we're setting this up. So this is a tribute video from the staff and team. I've not seen this before, and from the faces that I'm seeing and the groaning, it's probably going to be embarrassing for all of us. So here we go. Here we go. Oh, Ricky's face. We're going to start with Ricky. Let's do this.
Just hang on this frame for a second.
Here we go. Ricky, listen to this.
1 million.
1 million.
1 million.
A million subscribers.
That's a pretty big number.
If you were to tell me 5 years ago that I'd spend my time making videos for YouTube and creating courses and teaching people, I don't know how I'd react.
It stretched all of us in a way that I don't think any of us were really prepared for.
Going through that with Chris was tough. I've never felt more open and vulnerable than in those moments.
We get scared of all the ways it could go wrong. We tend to overthink.
I've learned so much on this journey.
I've learned a lot throughout my 2 years here.
One of the most crucial lessons being that you don't regress. You always progress, so long as you keep working at it.
It's a place where I'm doing a lot of things for the very first time, like making my very first YouTube video for this channel or directing the Building a Brand series. It's been the fastest way for me to grow personally and professionally and realize that things aren't that scary.
A little lesson that I've learned from the future is always
sharing what you know, because something that might seem trivial to you would make a world of a difference to other people.
our number one priority is always to give value, so implement that wherever possible.
I've had the opportunity to meet some incredible people and to travel to some of the most amazing places all where I can speak and share my story in front of thousands.
My inspirational story comes from the many interns that we've hired over the years. The level of passion and dedication with some of them where they leave their homes with basically whatever fits in a suitcase and travel cross country, sometimes overseas, just to have a small part in what we do with the future.
That really means a lot to me because it means that we're really connecting with people around the world and actually helping people change their lives. And people have come up to us personally and told us their personal stories and what kind of changes they made in their life.
Okay, we're gonna stop real quick. Sorry, guys.
There's a little technical problem here. We're realizing on YouTube you can't even see it, so we're gonna replay it. Okay, we messed up. We're gonna replay it. So Ricky was uncomfortable the first time. I imagine he's twice as uncomfortable now. I'm sorry, everybody. Apologize. It's live. It just happens live.
Okay.
Okay. We had it right now, Jona?
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
1 million.
1 million.
1 million.
A million subscribers.
That's a pretty big number.
If you were to tell me 5 years ago that I'd spend my time making videos for YouTube and creating courses and teaching people, I don't know how I'd react.
It stretched all of us in a way that I don't think any of us were really prepared for.
Going through that with Chris was tough. I've never felt more open and vulnerable than in those moments.
We get scared of all the ways it could go wrong. We tend to overthink.
I've learned so much on this journey.
I learned a lot throughout my 2 years here.
One of the most crucial lessons being that you don't regress, you always progress, so long as you keep working at it.
It's a place where I'm doing a lot of things for the very first time, like making my very first YouTube video for this channel or directing the Building a Brand series. It's been the fastest way for me to grow personally and professionally and realize that things aren't that scary.
A little lesson that I've learned from the future is always
Sharing what you know, because something that might seem trivial to you would make a world of a difference to other people.
our number one priority is always to give value, so implement that wherever possible.
I've had the opportunity to meet some incredible people and to travel to some of the most amazing places all over the world where I can speak and share my story in front of thousands.
My inspirational story comes from the many, many interns that we've hired over the years. The level of passion and dedication with some of them where they leave their homes with basically whatever fits in a suitcase and travel cross country, sometimes overseas, just to have a small part in what we do with the future.
That really means a lot to me because it means that we're really connecting with people around the world and actually helping people change their lives. And people have come up to us personally and told us their personal stories and what kind of changes they made in their life.
During this travel time, I know there's a lot of people who run into different problems, but there is a guy who said that
when things are going bad, there's going to be some good that comes out of it. You run into an unexpected problem, good. You have an opportunity to find a solution. Stuck 3 months in quarantine, good. More time for personal development.
So, no matter what happens, I hope y'all decide to view the good in things despite the circumstance.
and by watching and making this video for you guys, I was able to learn so many valuable things about design, business, and creativity.
But beyond that, what's even more fulfilling is when you can take that experience and share it with other people and really bring them along for the ride.
A few years ago, we were doing some shopping when out of the blue, this guy walks up and he asks, "Hey, are you Ben Burns from the future?" He told me that he'd seen my story and that it inspired him to quit his minimum wage job and start freelancing as a designer successfully. He changed his life dramatically for the better. That moment stuck with me. So trust me when I say that you all mean the world to me, to us. Thank you for being a part of our lives and a part of our story.
Thank you so much for all of your support so far.
Thank you, and we will see you in the future.
Thanks for a million, guys, and we'll see you for the next million.
And to me, that's amazing.
It's worth the replay. So good job, guys. Good job. Woo! Oh my goodness. Jaden, who edited that. Good job, Jaden. My brother from another mother. Wow. Okay. Woo. Are we done with the show?
Yeah, it's already one.
I think so.
Yes, it's 1 o'clock. It's a little past 1. I'm hungry. I can tell. I'm starting to get hangry. I did take off one article of clothing. I didn't fulfill the promise. That'll be for 2021 when I'm away from my COVID body. So there would be a little bit more interesting things to look at. Okay. And I want to say, I will go back to the live group in a second here. I want to say thank you to all our sponsors, to each and every single person who contributes to us in one way or the other. A light just went out. Contributes to us in one way or the other to make this all possible. We can't do what we do without your support. And your support doesn't necessarily mean to buy our course or to enroll in anything. It doesn't require that. If you just watch the videos, if you like, comment, share, or subscribe, or tell a friend, help somebody else out, then you're furthering our mission along. Mm-hmm. If you're a teacher especially, and I use the word teacher in the broadest possible definitions, if you're using this content to help you help other people, you're definitely getting us all one step, one human being closer to the 1 billion. And that's the goal I'm going to take to my grave if we can't hit it. This is what I work for. This is what I'm so proud to be a part of. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. The rest of the team, thank you, especially also for sticking it out with us for a very, very long live stream. Thank you very much. Now, I want to talk to some of the live people before we go away. Let's talk to 3 people. Mark, just randomly call 3 people.
Okay. Well, we got some hands raised here. We've
got, pick from those people.
Kevin Rui.
Kevin Rui. Kevin, what's up? Talk to us.
What's up? That's me right here. I'm from
you.
the Amsterdam, the future. Yeah, the future.
I don't know if you remember. It was the guy in the balcony with all those birds like chirping in the back there.
What's up, man?
Cool, man. Yeah, I don't know what to say this. Like, I just wanted to say, like, we're still like a fan here. Like, we still have Amsterdam fan, like, fan to the future. We all, the last time you gave like this live lecture, it kind of inspired us. It just, during the COVID time, it's always been like, it was difficult, but you kind of just brought us up like to a level that I can actually say like, it was so inspiring. And I thank you for that. And also thank you for the days that I was struggling for freelancing after graduation. I was struggling for a little bit. I always could have gone like to Future. It was kind of like my Bible. Like, I remember I was waking up 1 in the morning. The first thing I put like on my website or online is the Future, like straight to YouTube, no Future. And yeah, that was, no, you guys have just been inspiration. You guys helped me through a very struggling path. I'm now very glad that I can, you know, I'm working now as a designer for a full-time job as a graphic designer. And I'm actually helpful for you guys for helping me through that dark path, because it was really like a struggle. So I thank you guys. And thank you guys for doing what you're doing, basically.
Thank you very much for sharing. Thank you so much. Okay, here's what we're going to do, because I want to try to get a couple more voices in there. Let's keep this nice and tight. 30 seconds, you're on. Go ahead. Who's next, Mark?
Got Anthony Pham next.
Anthony, talk to us.
What's going on, guys? Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
1 million. I just want to say probably my best and my favorite moment is joining the pro group. A lot of you guys that are watching right now may not be designers, and a lot of these things I was able to watch all the videos on YouTube for free, and I just felt like I wanted to help the Future out even more and just subscribe and join the pro group. And I've learned so much just from the office hours alone. So if you guys are not designers, don't worry. It encompasses more than just design. I'm a photographer, videographer, and I've been able to just learn a lot just from the pro group. And there's a lot of great people in there, and the support is amazing. So thank you.
Anthony, your check's in the mail. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hey, isn't there another prize to give away here, Mark? Don't be surprised if it goes to Anthony. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Wow. It's almost like we pay these people to do this. It's fantastic. Okay. Totally unsolicited and unprompted, and just really super appreciative. Okay, let's do another person. Mark, who's up next?
All right, let's
30 seconds.
Let's mix it up. Let's get Colleen in here.
Colleen, what's up?
Colleen. Oh, snap. Hey. Sorry. I just wanted to say that earlier with the Young Guns, like that really, I don't know, just seeing everyone, not just you and Matthew and Ben and Jona and all those guys, but also just like seeing people like the Young Guns and like Melinda's stories and like Mo's story, and I don't know, that has been amazing. And I would love to see just more of those like people coming up. I'm lost for words.
We appreciate it though. More stories. We got it. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
all right. Mark,
stories.
next.
One more. We got Ari Krezek. Let's get Ari. Yep.
Let's do it.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Ari. How's it going? Good to see you.
Good to see you guys too. Oh my God. When I saw the pictures from our trip last time in Santa Monica, it was just like, you know, I miss that, really do. Can't wait until we can actually do that again next time. But I don't know what else to say other than like, thank you so much. I feel like you probably already heard this a million times today. But just like remind me, like back in 2017, I found out about you guys. And then the first video I saw of you was really about how do you really charge for logo design, right? I feel like I was so stuck in my bubble trying to grow the agency and did not really find any other resource to really grow the company. And when I saw that video, I was like, oh crap, is this how you guys do it? Like nobody was sharing anything about this until you come out and become the disruptor for the creative industry. And I just feel like so grateful for you to be able to share all that knowledge to all of us, and you know, giving us the chance to actually do what we love to do and make a great living out of it. So can't thank you enough. So
thank you, Ari. Guys. And I do miss that workshop where we were all able to gather to learn and to hang out and to break bread. That was such a fun experience. And I see in the chat right now, people are saying we need to do another future meetup. I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic that by June, July 2021, we can start making those kinds of plans. So I'm hopeful that in November, if not before then, that we can get together and do something. If you don't come to me, I will come to you. That's the way it's going to work. Okay, last one, last word. Give it to somebody, Mark.
Last one, and he's been waiting. We got Angel Velasquez.
Angel.
Hola.
Hola.
Future group. ¿Cómo están?
Okay, here we go.
All right, very fast. So 2018, I saw this video circulating with how to say no to your toxic boss. Then I had to go to one of your events in downtown LA, and I was really running late and sweated my butt off just getting there. And later on, I jumped on the business boot camp, which has been life-changing for me. So thank you guys, to everybody. You, Matt, Ben, the whole group.
Thanks, Angel.
Beautiful. Yeah. Really buttoned up. Okay, with that, I think it's time for us to bid adieu. It's time for us to go and say goodbye. We'll see you guys, I guess, in the next live stream or whatever piece of content is dropping. That's all I got. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you for all of you guys who hung out in the live chat with us and also for doing the super chat options. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody. Have an amazing day, week, rest of the year.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.